Congratulations to your football team.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're going to have a great football game here tonight, and we're looking forward to it.
From the standpoint of your football team, you're 3-0. I know last week, for example, it went down to 6 seconds of the field goal against Shaker.
Right, we had to go the distance of the field in 41 seconds and kick a field goal, and we were fortunate enough to be able to do it. Our guys kept their composure, and we made the plays that we needed to make. And our kicker is an outstanding kicker.
From the standpoint of your football team, I know you platoon a lot of players both offensively and defensively. According to reports, your defense in the first 3 ball games have carried you, and your offense now is starting to come around.
I hope you're right. Definitely our defense has been our strength, and our special teams. Our offense has had its moments. Sometimes we've thrown the ball effectively, sometimes we've run, but we really haven't been a model of consistency.
Let's talk about some of your key players defensively and offensively.
Well, I would think defense, we have a 3-year starter at middle guard. His name is Ryan Adkins. He's a wrestler. He's a competitor. We have Ryan Mirando, who's a 3-year starter at defensive end, also plays on the offense as a tight end sometimes. And another Ryan, it's a Ryan guy up there. Ray Pez, again, a 2-year starter up there. And big Alex Boone, who's committed verbally to Ohio State. It's about 6'8", 300. He plays a lot up there on the line. Ryan Bailey, whose brother plays for the Steelers, Rodney, played for Ohio State. He's one of our linebackers, and he's pretty solid in there. And our outside, Jeff Milkey, Neil Jerb, Bob Norman, are good. In our secondary, we've moved some people around back there. The one steady force back there has been Haruki Nakamura, who's our free safety, a wide receiver, and a defensive back. Offensively in the backfield, right now we're using 2 juniors, Paxton Rose and Greg Miranda. Kyle Scozen's a junior quarterback, so we've been pretty young back there. And in a fullback position, we've been shifting guys around too. But on the O-line, we have some young guys. A kid named Troy Gannon's a junior tackle, a senior center, John Coyne. Big Nick Lembach's about 290, a senior left guard, and Alex Boone, the tackle, are 2 of our real big, strong guys up there, and Ed Wisniewski's a junior guard on the other side. So that's pretty much our lineup there. And Joe Kleinsmith is a corner, and he's our punter, and he's also our field goal kicker.
Let's talk about the nice ball game against Cathedral Prep. They put on quite a show here last week against St. Ignatius. What's your scouting report and what you'll have to do against the Ramblers this evening?
Well, they're obviously a very physical team. They played an attacking defense and really got up and blitzed and manned up on the Ignatius receivers a lot. So their defense, I thought, was very aggressive. Of course, Brian Hoyer is a fantastic quarterback, and even though he took a lot of hits, he was able to get the ball off, and as you can see, he can fling it. Prep's offense, I think they're very physical. You have a tailback like Buckner and a quarterback like Dance. Tight end's a very tough player too, so I think they're just a old style. Here's a tight end eye. You don't see as much of that nowadays, and they're going to line up and come at you. But they can throw the ball down the field too on play action.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck. It's nice to see you here in Erie, Pennsylvania. You look for a big crowd and continued success at St. Ed's.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with more right after this on the Image Sports Network.
Conway O'Malley Tires and Auto Service has everyday low prices on brand name tires, including Goodyear, Dunlop, Lee, and more. So the next time your car, truck, van, or SUV needs tires or auto service, take it to Conway O'Malley Tire. With 3 family-owned locations, you'll always find what you need with expert service. Come see the car care professionals today at Conway O'Malley Tires and Auto Service.
More than ever, the fun starts here. Introducing the new Roadrunner, the exciting high-speed online service that puts broadband at your command. Just click to instant video of breaking news, sports, and entertainment, your favorite music, local events, the ultimate information finder, even your own personalized homepage. The new Roadrunner. The fun starts here. Coming soon to Erie. Visit our website to pre-register and catch the fun.
Beep, beep. Okay, time for a little role-playing. Harold, you be the installer. Sarah, you're the customer.
Sure.
Go.
What? You mean I have to buy extra equipment for extra sets?
Yeah.
And I have to pay for local channels?
Yeah.
I can lose signal when it rains, I'm responsible for maintenance, and I have to sign a contract?
Questions about satellite dishes? Adelphia Digital Cable's the answer.
Well, do something.
With me on the Image Sports Network is Mike Mitchell, the head football coach at Cathedral Prep. And Coach, let me first commend you and your coaching staff, your players, on a tremendous ball game last week.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I was proud of our kids' performance, but again, we're here to win football games, and we didn't get that, and hopefully we'll grab one tonight. It's going to be a tough one for us, though.
Reviewing last week's game, I thought the key toward the end, with your platooning the young kids in and out, I think the fatigue factor was the key.
Yeah, I really do too. I mean, our guys, going both ways, and their guys platooning, and they're only on offense or defense did hurt us eventually. So, but I think it was just a thing where we got more reps a week before. We might have been able to, push it through the whole game. But our kids, gave everything they had, and that's all I asked of them. So, I mean, we just came up short.
I know the game plan as far as defense is concerned, you stopped their running game. Unfortunately, their quarterback, probably the best quarterback I've seen here in the stadium since the days of Terry Hanratty.
Yeah, he's Brian Horza. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. So at the high school level, and I know it's kind of odd for us to challenge him to throw, but at the same time, I'd rather have their passing game than a running game, because they're just as good at running the ball, and I thought our boys did a good job shutting that down. So, again, I think it kept us in the game, and eventually it beat us, but we had our opportunities on offense, defense, and special teams to win that game, and that's all you can ask for, and we didn't capitalize. We got to do that this week.
Tonight you're going in the frying pan against St. Ed's, another quality football team from Lakewood, Ohio. What's your game plan, and what's their scouting report?
Well, I mean, they're a great football team out of Cleveland, and they're extremely aggressive. I'm expecting them to blitz almost every down. They put 8 guys in a box, try to take away our running game, and I think that's probably what they're going to end up doing tonight again. They spread it around. They have a ton of different formations on offense. They got a good quarterback, a good running back, a very good line. So they got a lot of starters back from last year's team that we lost to by 10 points. So we're going to have to play. Better than we did last week to stay in this one. So, hopefully our boys will be ready.
Well, I deserve you a lot of credit on the job you're doing at Cathedral Prep. Again, best of luck to you, not only this evening, for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you very much. Again, thanks for covering high school football in Erie, Pennsylvania. So,
thanks, Coach. We'll be back with more right after this on the Image Sports Network.
There's always something exciting happening right here at Humes Chrysler Jeep Dodge Truck in Waterford. Being Daimler Chrysler's largest tri-state superstore means that we earn extra factory-to-dealer incentives, enabling us to always offer you the very best deal. Our 7-acre complex here at Humes is loaded with over 600 of the hottest-selling, most popular vehicles available today. Plus, you can always count on our 57-year history of 5-star service, including your complimentary service loaner. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
When you want fast, friendly service, shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. The Wise Local family has been serving the needs of their customers since 1904. They always stock the freshest meats and produce, and their bakery can provide everything from cookies to wedding cakes. You don't have to drive a long way for low prices and great service. You just need to shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. Wise Locals Food Mart, family owned and operated since 1904.
You've seen these signs all over the area. More people rely on the experts at Great Lakes Construction for patio rooms and enclosures. Visit our showroom on West 26th. Ask about quality replacement windows from all sides. Bring your questions about roofing and siding too. Great Lakes Construction is proud of their detailed work and service. We invite you to talk to our customers. From roofs to siding to windows and patios.
At Great Lakes Construction, we super serve you.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, makes you wanna holler, hi-ho. Feed your tummy on the go. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, cold milk in a real cool truck. I'm a chug-a-lugging son of a gun. I said let me have a big old sip. I done a double backflip. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, makes you wanna holler, hi-ho. it at home.
Dean's Milk Chug.
Feature, tell me on the go.
Milk where you want it.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
From Meadowbrook.
And welcome back to Erie's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Adam Marco, Steve Bowen joining you tonight. We've got Cathedral Prep taking on St. Edwards. Edwards coming into the game 3-0. They're number 5 in the Cleveland Plain Dealer poll, number 7 in the Associated Press Ohio poll. As for the Ramblers, 1-1 on the year, and I believe first in the Erie Times News District 10 poll, ahead of General McLean team in action. A very tough game tonight for McLean against Girard. Steve, we've talked so much so far about last week, what happened, and you got firsthand knowledge of what happened in that game. Tell me what your thoughts were going into that fourth quarter when Prep had the lead on St. Ignatius.
Neither team plays a lot of kids both ways, but Prep played probably 5 or 6 kids both ways, and it showed in the fourth quarter. It was simply a question of the depth of St. Ignatius. Prep knew coming into this season that there were some question marks that were going to have to be answered as the season went along, and part of it was who was going to play where and at what point in the game. So I think that it was a question more of St. Edwards or St. Ignatius's depth more than anything else. Plus, they got their running game going. Now, did they get their running game going because Prep got a little gassed or vice versa? Fact of the matter is that on that last touchdown drive, they ran the ball quite effectively. So it was a tremendous game, and certainly no heads to be hung on that one. But I'm not saying this is a frying pan fire situation. They have to come back and face another good team.
And when you're looking at this Prep offense, where do you think the key lies? Is it dance under center, or do we have to put pressure solely on Buckner to get out of the backfield?
Well, Tim Dance is a work in progress as a quarterback, and that showed a couple times last week, and it's going to show as the season goes along. I wouldn't be surprised also as the season goes along when he becomes more comfortable running the offense that you might see them install some option for him. Fact of the matter is, though, is that if you have the quality of Tyrone Buckner and an offensive line that really played well last week, if they can repeat that performance this week, I think, honestly, it's going to be a long night for St. Edwards.
Prep gained 300 yards of offense last week, 194 of those yards, I believe, on 23 carries, plus a touchdown for Tyrone Buckner. Dance got in on the special teams act, a 94-yard kickoff return.
It was one of those plays that when you know someone has speed and the type of speed that Tom Dance does, you expect at some point in the game that speed's going to show, and it shone on that second quarter kickoff return for the touchdown, the 94 yards, because it was clear at about the 35-yard line that if he could cut to the outside, which he eventually did, it was going to be Katie bar the door, and he blew past everybody.
Now let's flip it and look over at the defensive side. We're going to see a little different lineup here out of the Ramblers defensively. Instead of just a regular 3 or 4 defensive back, they're going to bring 5 into the game a lot of times against this spread offense.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of number 26, Matt Rawn, and in fact he may start. There's an injury question with strong safety James Carson. Not sure. Up until game time, they weren't sure if he was going to play. He has an ankle injury. But Prep's going to try and pressure the junior quarterback Kyle Skozin for St. Edwards, and they're going to try and pressure him by bringing Ron in off the corner and blitz as much as they possibly can. So they did a great job in their blitz package last week against Brian Hoyer. When you figure what Hoyer put up, and the fact that Prep also had 4 sacks, had 2 near interceptions, they played very well defensively. They just came up against a truly stellar quarterback.
And how much pressure do you feel is on this defensive line tonight to open some holes to get to the quarterback, to get in the backfield?
I think it's going to depend on what Ed's runs, honestly, what their package is offensively, because while they do have Skozin and they are going to run out of a lot of different formations, they run the football about 80% of the time. He's their leading rusher. In fact, he's run for almost twice as many yards as he's passed for so far this season. They rely on a little bit of trickeration in terms of how they set up, and they run very simple plays out of very complex formations. So if Prep can do a good job clogging up the middle, if they force them to the outside, because the other thing that we haven't talked about, and I think a huge advantage for Prep tonight, is just overall team speed. We saw a St. Ignatius team last week that was not only very deep but very athletic, and that's one of the reasons that they came out on top of that game. But it was nip and tuck in terms of who had the more team speed. Prep had a couple of faster players, but I think overall it was pretty even. It's not going to be even this week. Prep is significantly faster than this St. Edward's team.
And I'll take you back to that thought in just a second. You mentioned Kyle Skozen, 6'3", 195-pound junior. That's a solid build, a solid size, especially in a kid that's still got another year to go in this system.
They are ranked 5th in the Plain Dealer state poll, the same poll that St. Ignatius is ranked number 1 in. And the fact of the matter is that they might be a year away. You mentioned Skozen is a junior. Most of their key players are juniors. So this is a team that is learning as they go along as well. They're very good. They have a lot of players. I don't think they have the same depth. But yeah, Skozen's good. I mean, he's a very good player. He simply doesn't throw it as much as I think most people would expect a team from Cleveland to throw.
And you mentioned age on one side, that you see that St. Edward's has a bit of a younger team. Prep may actually have the experience advantage here when you've got seniors all throughout your backfield, seniors on either side of the wide.
Yeah, and they're older chronologically. I don't know about the experience factor, but I don't think when you get to this point in the football season, this is the 4th game for St. Edward's, the 3rd game for Cathedral Prep. I don't think that experience factor really plays much of a part anymore when teams are evenly matched. And that's what we have here tonight. St. Ed's is going to live by their defense, and Prep's going to live by their team speed on both sides of the ball.
And while we have a second here, I know you had the officials for tonight's game. If you want to run that over while we have a few minutes, I believe there's a ceremony going on before we get started here in honor of 9/11.
So you want me to run over the officials, eh?
Well, it all depends how the game goes. But
the officials for tonight's game: Don Stoltz, Elmer Petricelli, Don Eisenman, Bill Wyckoff, and Chris McNally. And as you mentioned, a special ceremony, as everyone knows, the significance of yesterday. And in that regard, there's going to be a special ceremony here tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we knew that there was going to be the possibility that we would have to stretch a bit, simply because the folks who are being honored have to get here. So the fact of the matter is that it's a nice gesture on behalf of Cathedral Prep, and we'll see all of that when it happens. You mentioned the one key game out in the county league, and actually this is a pretty interesting week all throughout the Erie County League. When you look at certainly Girard and General McLean, Girard just keeps facing tough opponent after tough opponent. I honestly am one of the people who thinks that it would not be an upset if Girard won that game. I've been that impressed with the play of their front 8 on defense and their front 5 on offense, and they have the supreme running game in the Erie County League. McLean, on the other hand, is going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you from every stinking formation you can think of. That's going to be a dandy game. But you take a look at Fort LaBeouf against Iroquois, AAA against Single A. But the Iroquois Braves have played very well so far this season, and LaBeouf can't afford to stumble. They're 2-0 so far, keeping up with McLean in the County League. And the other game that I found pretty interesting, Fairview and Seneca, because Fairview all of a sudden has found tremendous success, and it's funny how winning one game makes the thought of winning the next game a whole lot easier than when you're 0-9 and facing that 10th game. And Jerry Leitner's just done a fantastic job out there. And Seneca, under Randy Gunther, is a team that kind of resembles Fort LaBeouf. They'll throw it around the yard a little bit with Ryan Cote. So that's another interesting game. Of course, tomorrow night at the stadium, renewal of former Metro League rivalry between McDowell and East. Strong Vincent played at Meadville this afternoon, and as last we heard, Vincent was winning and winning big at halftime, 26-0. So there's a lot of football going on throughout Erie County and the Erie County League. So it just keeps getting better because there are more and more games that mean something each and every week. I mean, the first week it was exciting because it was the first week, and then last week it was exciting because not only did we have Girard and Harbor Creek in a great game out in the County League, but then coming right back Saturday night with the classic game here with Cathedral Prep and St. Ignatius. And this week you have a lot of games that mean something.
Not to mention a college game coming up tomorrow afternoon on Image Sports as Mercyhurst hosts Northern Michigan. The Lakers surprisingly 1-0 on the season. I say that not in jest, but I am a Laker alumni, and I've been through the turmoil of the past few years, and it's nice to see them start the season out on a winning note and playing a very tough Northern Michigan team tomorrow afternoon.
And I found out I was absolutely not concerned, or I didn't know last week where Northern Michigan was at. It's in Marquette, Michigan. And now here's public address announcer Mike Wilwol with the special presentation.
And their relatives and friends who unexpectedly have been forced to deal with their loss. Joining us as honorary captain tonight is Mill Creek native Kelly Lee, wife of Stan Lee. Stan was killed 2 years ago when the plane crashed into the World Trade Center. She is joined tonight by her daughter, 4-year-old Amanda, and 2-year-old Allison, who was born 2 days after her father died. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome.
There we see Cindy Lee with her 2 daughters, the honorary captains for tonight's game. Of course, well documented. Cindy Lee's husband killed tragically 2 years and a day ago. And she's going out with prep captains Tim Taylor and Tyrone Buckner. They're getting special commemorative gifts. And now a moment of silence.
Thank you. Now would you please join Megan Ott for the singing of God Bless America.
And now we'll have the singing of God Bless America and our national anthem by Megan Ott.
God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with my light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, what we call God bless America. My heart
voice from a small girl. Wow.
Very impressive rendition of our national anthem.
Holy cow.
Didn't know Phil Rizzuto was joining me.
Oh, that was as good as it gets. We've had the toss of the coin, and Cathedral Prep will kick off to start this game. So I think last week when Prep deferred and they got the ball to start the second half, that was helpful to them. I think tonight being on defense first is going to be very helpful to them.
Ramblers once again coming in 1-1 this season, with the victory 57-7 over St. Thomas More, and then falling last week to St. Ignatius. Final score 24-21.
Brian Presney is set to kick for the Ramblers, back deep for St. Ed's. 23, Damian Pride.
Also back there, I believe, is that a number 1 or a 13?
I think it's 13, and that's Haruki Nakamura.
Very nice. Kick is off, and we are underway. And they'll blow it dead before Nakamura can even return the ball.
It'll be offsides against Cathedral Prep.
And Prep will get to do this one over. Nakamura was set to take that from right around the 5-yard line on the left hash mark side of the field.
It's interesting, people that have followed Prep the last couple of years are familiar with the kickoff to one side or the other to try and funnel their coverage to that side and bottle up the kicker. With Prishpesny, he put it pretty much straight down the middle and deep.
Now we'll kick off from the 35-yard line on the Prep side of the field. Has this whistle, and let's try this again. Down the field, taken by Nakamura at the 9-yard line. He's got some decent speed as he cuts through the back, runs right through the line, ducks around one tackle, one man to beat, still on his feet as he gets across the 50-yard line down to the 40. A solid, call it 51-yard return for Nakamura.
Craig Chase on the tackle for the Ramblers. The Eagles offensively, 14's Kyle Scozen, the quarterback. The running backs will be 37, Greg Miranda, and 43, Matt Altieri. Wideouts, 25, Scott Madden, 13, Haruki Nakamura, and Ryan Miranda, 39. The tight end will set the rest of the offense for you after this play.
I formation behind Scozen. Man in motion. Going left to right now. It's a give to the deep back, and he'll get into the line of scrimmage, pick up 2 yards on the carry. Greg Miranda in there for the pickup.
Bozich in on the tackle for Prep, along with 77, Deshaun Lindsay. Across the front, the tackles for St. Edwards, 75, Alex Boone, 62, Troy Gannon. The guards at 66, Ed Wisniewski, and 69, Nick Lembach. And the center is 74, John Coyne. And now they're going with a double tight end.
Shotgun for Scozen. Sidecar off to his left side is Miranda. 8 in the box for the Ramblers. Man in motion is Pride. Fakes the handoff, and Scozen will keep it himself and make it out across the 35-yard line down to the 34 before he's tackled by Tony Bozich.
Andre Mathis also in on the play. Defensively for Prep, the ends, 34, Bob Reisenweber, 44, Tim Taylor. TJ Dabrowski, 65, 77, Deshaun Lindsay are the tackles. The linebackers, 45, Josh Parsons, 36, Andre Mathis. And we see Bozich in there now, number 9. The defensive backs, 28, Ty Buckner, and 25, John Chiodo. And the safeties in there now. James Carson is in there, and along with number 11, that's Mike Freeman.
Back to the I formation. Pride split out to the right. Scozen dropping back to pass. Pressure on him, and hits a pass out into the flats. And knocked out of bounds down inside the 20-yard line. Number 43 with the catch and run, Matt Altieri.
Very nice throw under pressure by Kyle Scozen. And Altieri just he lined up almost in a slot, probably closer to a tight end, and just kind of drifted out into the flat. And tackle finally made for Cathedral Prep by James Carson.
19-yard gain. Takes it down to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 to go. 10-17 left, first quarter. I formation, Pride flanked out to the left. Skosen under center. Fakes the give to the fullback, now passing out into the flats to his tight end. And a solid pickup on first down. Call it a gain of 4 yards to number 33, Ryan Mirando.
Yeah, Ryan Mirando is the real deal on both sides of the line. As a tight end, he's a very reliable receiver, as we saw right there. Where do you see this kid on defense? He's special. The other tight end, by the way, is 45, Doug Rawlings.
3-yard gain on first down. Brings a 2nd and 7. Here's a give to Miranda. Flag down on the play as he'll get near the first down marker, which was at the 5. Flag came from the defensive backfield.
Looks like it's going to be holding against St. Edwards.
That'll gain a 7-yard run by Miranda and knock them back to the 22-yard line.
Their front 7, actually, when you consider that they're playing double tight end, have done a really nice job on this drive. First of all, it helps to start short field, and they started inside Prep territory after Nakamura's brilliant run back. But they've done a nice job blocking both on running and passing plays.
2nd and 16, ball actually spotted on the 21. I formation yet again. Nakamura flanked out to the right. Miranda the deep back. Skosen 3-step drop, passing across. Off of Nakamura's hands, off the defensive back's hands, and out of play.
Showed that he's got a pretty good gun. Certainly zinged that thing out there, but it was behind the receiver. And in high school, you're never sure if it's a bad route or a bad throw. And I'm going to guess, given the fact that they don't throw that much, it was probably a bad route.
3rd down, 16 from the 21. Skosen under center. Fakes the give to the fullback. Tries to run it himself and will get nowhere on the play. Met in the backfield by 2 Ramblers. First one up with the initial hit, I believe.
That's 49, Ryan Drabina, and he played that as well as it could possibly be played. And Tim Taylor in on the tackle as well. So here comes that guy Kleinsmith, the number 1 Joe Kleinsmith. This is going to be a 38-yard field goal attempt, and he's got more than enough leg for this.
Snap is down, the kick is up, on the way, and it is no good.
Wow.
Had enough leg on it by far.
So the Ramblers take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. Back with more. We look at the Conway and O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. Scoreless here on the Image Sports Network.
Why should I choose Career Concepts?
We spend the time necessary to observe and analyze your operation so we can better define the type of person that can make a difference to your business. And because we have an extensive database built over 30 years, we can find and deliver that person in a timely manner. But don't take my word for it. Test us.
Prep ball and a give to Buckner on first down. He'll get through the line of scrimmage and reaching out to get past the 25-yard line, a gain of, call it 5 on the carry.
Yeah, they'll give him the 25 on that tackle on the play made by Jeff Milkey. The defense for St. Edwards, 33 Ryan Mirando, 49 Ryan Rapez. The ends, the tackles, 40 Ryan Atkins and 92 Kyle Flannery, Jeff Milkey, Ryan Bailey, and Neil Jereb. 47, 4, and 32 are the backers. The defensive backs, Kleinsmith 1 and Nakamura 13, and we'll set the others for you because the coaching staff wasn't sure until just the start of the game who was going to start.
Dance rolling out, throwing downfield, and the pass. And we'll see if they spot it now. Incomplete as it hit the ground, trapped on the play by the receiver for Prep, Anthony Easterling.
Yeah, and if when the coaches look over the game film of this win, lose, or draw, they're going to see that was a nice formation. It was a well-run play, and the tight end, 34 Bob Reisenweber, was all alone in the flat, about 15 yards in front of Easterling. An easier throw for Tom Dance.
3rd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. 8:05 to go, first quarter. No score between St. Edwards and Cathedral Prep. I formation behind Dance. 2 receivers on the left side. Long, hard snap count here. And they'll give it to Buckner. He's got some room, gets through the line, and Nakamura coming up to make the tackle. Looks to be about a yard, half yard short.
No, they're marking it right on the 30. Holy cow. Holy cow.
And they'll give Prep the first down. Excuse me on that one. I thought he was a little short.
Well, and everybody on the Prep sideline was complaining at the spot, thinking that it was short, and we're here scratching our heads at the niceties with that spot. 1st and 10.
Prep gets the first down out of it. Back to the I formation. As the offensive line now getting set. Dance with receivers on either side. Fumbles the snap just a bit, picks it back up, and will hand off. And Buckner met in the backfield. He'll lose a yard on this carry.
Yeah, tackle on the play by number 97, and that's Nate Smith. Smith is in there. We talked about the depth. If you look at the St. Ed sidelines, there's a bunch of kids over there, but there are a lot of sophomores and freshmen. Coach Gibbons travels with a lot of players. Smith is a junior, and he's rotating at defensive end.
Buckner on the season, the 2nd leading rusher in District 10, 32 carries for 320 yards. It's 10 yards a clip if you don't want to do the math at home. Dance dropping back, throws across the middle, and it's picked off by Nakamura. Flag down on the play. He's got daylight to the end zone. One man, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Was it Dance coming over to knock him out at the 1? The flag's thrown back right around the 40, 50-yard line.
Yeah, there was definitely contact between number 25, that's Scott Madden, and Sechrist Mike Freeman for the Ramblers. That's going to be defensive pass interference. And instead of 1st and goal for St. Edwards inside the 5, it's going to be 1st and 10 for Cathedral Prep. Take a look on the Meadowbrook replay. See Dance with the straight drop back. Much smoother throw, but I don't know if we'll be able to see we got a good shot of the interception, and just before that was some significant contact. Now we see Coach Gibbons and his defensive coordinator, and that's Tom Lombardo, who giving the referee an earful.
Tell you what, other than the defensive penalty, obviously taking this back, solid pick and return there by Nakamura, and he's shown a lot of speed in the first 6 minutes of this game with the return in that.
He might be the best athlete on their team, and that says a lot. This is a team with some good athletes. They're not as athletic as St. Ignatius, so it will be a different looking game tonight.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line after the penalty. A little motion on the defensive line. Here's a give to Buckner, and he's horse-collared as he gets across the line of scrimmage. Another penalty flag down on the play.
And this one will be interesting. Ryan Mirando on the tackle. From where it was thrown, you could see that the initial hit on Buckner kind of pulled his head back a little bit, and the referee who threw the flag was at an angle that all he could see was the head drop back. So I wasn't sure. There was a hold on the far side of the line that also could have been called, and that's going to be the call.
And this will back Prep up 10 yards, take him back down to the 34-yard line.
You see on the replay that you can see Buckner's head go back a little bit. Another thing that happened.
Third flag we've seen, sorry.
Another thing that happened on that play, though, is that you saw Tim Dance carry out the option fake, and no one covered him.
3 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Single back behind Dance. He'll drop back to pass, plenty of protection. Now breaks down as he's rolling out. Breaks away through 1 tackle. Now he's forced to run. Cuts back across the middle of the field. Gets down back near the original first down marker and takes a shot to the head.
Ryan Adkins with a big-time tackle, but boy, as soon as Tom Dance broke free from the initial tackle about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You could hear an audible ooh from the crowd. And as we see on the Meadowbrook replay, they're not oohing yet, they're not oohing yet. They're not oohing yet.
Right about
There's
now.
where they're oohing, because there's a wide open field now for the speedster. Does a nice job, puts on some moves, and sometimes you would wish that maybe both Dance and Buckner would just turn on the speed and not get so shifty, because they are significantly faster than most other people on the field.
2nd and 10 from the 44. Toss left side to Buckner, and he's knocked out of bounds right at midfield.
That's a big time hit as well. That's 25, Scott Madden.
And they'll spot him out in between the 49 and 50-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 on the play.
Madden, 6 foot, 195 pounds. That's really good size for a defensive back in high school.
Easterling brings the play in. Have 2 receivers on the left. Easterling flanked out to the right here. I formation. Check that shotgun formation with fullback Marcus Graham, sidecar on the left in the backfield. Dance having a conversation with Graham. Takes a snap. And now on the option keeper, he'll be met and taken back. Spot him down. Looks to be about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, 49, Ryan Rapay's the first one in there, and that didn't fool anybody wearing the white with the gold helmets. It was a pure option play, and they had that read beautifully. Now we'll see Josh Mezzacapo back deep to kick. Madden 25, Nakamura 13 deep to receive.
Not surprisingly. And you'd think so far maybe they want to kick on Madden's side of the field. Under 5 to go here in the first quarter, no score. And the punter snaps the hold, takes a low line drive kick. Nakamura will field it at the 17-yard line. Spins through 1 tackle, still on his feet, runs into his own player, gets across the 35-yard line out near the 37. We'll take a timeout as we check out the Conway O'Malley scoreboard. Still no score between St. Edwards and Prep here on the Image Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Mark Klecker. From its humble beginnings in the basement of St. Peter's Cathedral in 1921, Cathedral Prep began as a 4-room school with just 100 students. By 1956, the graduating class had grown to 8 times that of the original class. Today, Cathedral Prep is a modern facility that is well known for its academic as well as its athletic excellence. All of us at the Klecker Funeral Home are proud of our long-standing relationship with Cathedral Prep. Cathedral Prep, developing the whole man in spirit, mind, and body.
And welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Adam Marco, Steve Bowen along for the call. No score as St. Edwards will take over at the 37-yard line. Skozen under center. Here's a give to his fullback, and he'll be gang tackled in the linebacking core. Gets about 3 yards on the carry.
That's Matt Altieri. Tackle bottom of the pile is James Carson. Again, Carson was questionable for today's game with an ankle. Altieri's an interesting story because if you look at the St. Edwards varsity roster, he's listed as an offensive lineman playing up back, and that's an interesting mindset to have with someone who's carrying the football.
Skozen dropping back to pass, throws screen pass out to his tight end. Miranda will get near the first down marker across the 45-yard line and out right around the 47. A pickup of 6 on the throw.
Yeah, they're going to be about a half yard shy. Markel Knight that time on the coverage. And Skozen, unlike Brian Hoyer last week, is not going to thrill you with the vertical passing game. But he does a nice job of just hitting the little crossing patterns, the little flares out.
3rd down, 1 from the 47. Skozen keeps it himself and will rumble across, get the first down plus a yard.
Andre Mathis on the tackle, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the St. Edwards Eagles.
You mentioned Altieri and his listing on the roster. you look at this offensive line for St. Edwards, and the one that sticks out, 6'8", 310 junior Alex Boone. Talk more about him in just a second.
He's big.
1st and 10 from the 49. And Skozen with the give to the deep back. That is Paxton Rose. He'll pick up 4 yards on 1st down.
And we mentioned that Skozen was the leading rusher, but they've had about 7 or 8 guys carry the ball so far this season. Now, they had a pinball shootout in their first game. They won 38-27. The last two have been a little bit lower scoring, so they're kind of rounding into shape too. They're using less people as the season goes along.
Skozen with the give to Rose on 2nd down, and he'll pick up another chunk of yards. Take this out across the 45-yard line down to about the 43.
Tackled by Markel Knight and Ryan Drabina. One of the parts of the offense that can be a little confusing is the fact that they run no huddle, that the linemen go directly to the line of scrimmage, and the skill players wait till the play comes in.
3rd down 3 from the 45. 43, check that. 2 minutes to go first quarter. Skozen fakes the option, now keeps it himself, and will get forced out of bounds short of the 1st down marker. Needed to get to the 40-yard line, and looks to have got only about the 40 and a half.
Tim Taylor gets credit for the tackle, but credit 11, Mike Freeman. He did a nice job of reading the initial fake on the option and forced Skozen to drop back about 2 yards deeper before he started to go around the end.
4th down 1, under 2 to go, and we'll see first punt of the day from Kleinsmith. 1 man back deep to return the kick for Prep. Snap is good. The kick is off. A beautiful high punt from Kleinsmith, and we'll take a bounce at the 10-yard line, and good coverage there by St. Edwards to down it down on the 6-yard line. Still no score as we check out the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. 1:44 to go. St. Edwards and Prep here on the Image Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. And I'm Ashley.
And I'm their dad, Denny Brendel.
Hey Dad, congratulations for celebrating 30 years in business.
Thank you, Chelsea. And thanks to you, our customer, for your business over the past 30 years.
Just think, Dad, you started out doing painting, and now look at all the services you offer.
So whatever you have in mind, home improvements, my dad can do it for you.
Just call 459-2856 for your free estimate today.
Pete the Painter is back. Look for Pete around town.
1st down 10 to go from the 6-yard line. Dance with the give to Buckner out of the backfield. And he'll have a solid pickup on 1st down there as one player loses his helmet in the ruckus.
You know, there are a lot of people who will say, oh, gee, they're not running the ball as effectively as they did last week. Well, I would tell them first, it's quite early. It's still a minute 20 to play in the first quarter. But secondly, they're getting good positive yardage, 4, 5, 6 yards at a pop on their basic plays. And the last 2 times that Buckner's carried the ball, he's come within an eyelash of breaking it.
I formation, receivers on either side. Here's a give to the fullback. Graham will pick up the 1st down. He'll rumble out across the 15-yard line and get close to the 20. We'll see where they spot the ball. Looks to be a pickup of, call it 6 on the carry.
Kyle Flannery, 92 in on the tackle that time, but it's simple hocus pocus, if you would. I don't know how many times Marcus Graham is going to carry the ball, or any up back for the Ramblers is going to carry the ball all season long. They are a tailback-oriented offense. So when you give it to him, everybody expects him to just block and knock helmets with somebody. Picked up a nice gain, about 6 yards.
And one of the things Coach Mitzler did want to do is get both runners running. That way it's less expected that Buckner's going to get every carry. Here's a give, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage no more before he's met by the defensive line from St. Edwards.
They expected that one. that was no doubt. Ryan Atkins, number 40, in on the tackle.
20 seconds to go, first quarter. See if Prep tries to get one more play off here. As they're coming to the line with 6 seconds to go. I'm guessing Dance will just let this one run out, and he will. And that'll do it for the first quarter between Cathedral Prep and St. Edwards. And as we check out the Conway and O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard, no score. Back after this on the Image Sports Network.
Why should I choose Career Concepts?
We spend the time necessary to observe and analyze your operation so we can better define the type of person that can make a difference to your business. And because we have an extensive database built over 30 years, we can find and deliver that person in a timely manner. But don't take my word for it. Test us.
Hey, there's Carpet Craftsman. Now, I've been told if you want quality work, that's the place to go. Carpet Craftsman is owned and operated by professional installers, so they really know the business inside and out. Go see Dave Zielinski and feel comfortable about who you're dealing with. That's Carpet Craftsman at 27th and French, oddly enough, right next to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where we're at tonight. Along with Adam Marco, I'm Steve Bowen. A gorgeous night for football. Decent crowd here on hand at Vet Stadium, and they've seen a pretty good, hard-hitting first quarter between Cleveland St. Edwards and Cathedral Prep.
This will be, I believe, the third drive of the game for Prep. Things looked a little precarious on the first drive for St. Edwards. They got it off the return from Nakamura across midfield down to the 40-yard line, but credit the Prep defense on that first drive to come up and stop them from getting any further.
Be interesting to see if maybe they open it up just a tad here in the second quarter.
Receivers flanked on either side. They're on the right hash mark. Little motion on the defensive line now. Man in motion for the Ramblers. Here's a give to Graham, and Graham will get through the line of scrimmage and pick up 2 or 3 yards on the carry. And the first man there to stop him is number 4, Ryan Bailey.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a school rule that your first name has to be Ryan in order to be a darn good defensive player. You're not going to see a high school defensive back play the fullback dive any better than Bailey did right there. He just stuffed himself right in the middle of that hole, read it from the get-go. That was a good play.
And you mentioned the name Ryan. That's because in their starting lineup, they've got 4. Here's Dance, rolling out to his left, tripped up right around the 20-yard line. Can't get any further than that. Looked as if he maybe rolled the ankle trying to make that cut inside.
Well, it also looked like there was a little bit of indecision. He could have gone outside or inside, made the decision to cut it inside, and when he did that, it was a little late. He had to put on a move at the same time and just kind of zipped out. So Mezzacapo to kick, Nakamura and Madden to receive, and St. Ed's, barring any bad stuff happening to them, should have pretty good field position.
Long snap count here on 4th and 9. Kick is off, and it'll be a short one taken. Fair caught and fumbled on the play. Nakamura couldn't hold on to it, but Madden will come back and hold on to it right around the 48-yard line on the Edwards side.
10:27 to play, first half, no score. When you need fast, reliable service for your car's radiator, come to Swedes Auto Radiator. Swedes can also service your car's air conditioning and fuel system, and they're conveniently located at 2906 French Street in Erie. Call Swedes today at 459-0640. That's 459-0640. Let Swedes Auto Radiator provide you with fast, dependable service for your car.
1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Skosen back under center. For the Eagles, I formation, one receiver flanked out on the right side, and here's a give to the deep back. Miranda loses the ball, and it's down on the field at the 45-yard line. See which player comes up with it. Tim Taylor was on it first for the Ramblers. Taylor still has the ball. Now the officials discussing this over, and they'll say Edwards held on to it.
Mike Mishler just did a really nice job because that play and the ensuing scrum for the fumble took place about 5 yards in front of the Prep bench, which is in turn about 5 yards in front of the Prep student body. And Mike Mishler pushed everybody back, said quiet, let them do their job. That was a nice job. I'm not sure about the call, but it was a nice job because we did see the ball definitely come out.
Miranda gains 2 on the play. Skosen dropping back to pass. Pressure coming, throwing out into the flats. Altieri catches it, takes one hit, now thrown out of bounds on the far side of the field, right around the 41-yard line.
That was a darn good catch from the backfield by Altieri, and a pretty good job of holding by, I think, 75. And that is the aforementioned Alex Boone at 6'8" and 310. He had a grab of T.J. Dabrowski, who had pretty good penetration. And most defensive linemen don't turn that way on their own.
Altieri ran about 10, 15 yards across the field after the catch, only picks up 3 on the play, brings a 3rd down and 5. Skosen rolling out to pass, and Nakamura turned around on the play, couldn't get back to the ball, incomplete, and that will put it down to a 4th and 5 for the Eagles.
So the line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line. I see Joe Kleinsmith come in. He's also the punter as well. So I didn't see the holder because I'm thinking that's a 60-yard field goal.
I think he drives the bus as well as unloading and punting.
It very well could be.
Kleinsmith standing on his own 46-yard line. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is a very high kick. Taken short on the field and bounces out of bounds at the 18-yard line. 9:15 to go in the second quarter. Still no score on the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. Prep and St. Edwards knotted at 0 on the Image Sports Network, Erie's leader in live local sports.
Hello, I'm Morgan Lockwood from Lockwood Auto Group. Are you in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Before you pay too much, check out our selection of quality, sensibly priced used vehicles. Whether it's a brand spanking used Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep certified vehicle, or any other of our late model used vehicles, we will save you hundreds. Our used cars don't come with new car payments. Come let us show you how we can take the worry out of a used car purchase and keep your payments low. Or how about a gem? Lockwood Auto Group, Route 20 in Girard.
1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line. I formation, Dance under center. Receivers flanked on either side. Man in motion. Going right to left. And now Dance rolling back to pass. Throws into the flats. Pressure on the back of the intended receiver. And it was intended for Adam Dolick. Player climbing on his back was number 32, Neil Jereb.
Tim Dance, the quarterback, for the first 2 years, Tom Dance. Tim Dance getting ready to play wide receiver for University of Buffalo tomorrow. Anyway, Tom Dance, for the first 2 years of his varsity football playing career, was a split end. And this year he's a quarterback. And I think everybody realizes what he could do as an option quarterback. The fact of the matter is that he is still learning, in essence, how to run with the football, how to be a running back. So you may not see as many plays as you would like early in the season. I would imagine by the 4th or 5th game, you'll start seeing a little bit more. Penalty on Prep for delay of game.
So knock the Ramblers back to the 8-yard line. 2nd down and 15. Easterling will come off the sidelines as they'll run Robbie Fugate in with the play. Sechrist, Fugate flanked out on the right side. I formation with Graham and Buckner behind Dance. Dance now rolling out, looking to pass down the field, and intercepted. Nakamura on the interception, gets it down to the 10-yard line, picked it off right around the 20, and a good job cutting to the ball by the defensive back for Edwards.
8:59 to play here in the first half with no score on the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. You know, by word of mouth, we've all heard that that's one of the best forms of advertising. A customer of Keep Heating and Cooling put it this way: buying a Rheem air conditioning system from Keep Heating and Cooling was a cool experience. The Keep salesman clearly explained the Rheem's features, gave me a competitive bid, and closed the deal. We got next day installation by 2 competent, uniformed Keep technicians. Keep Heating and Cooling, featuring Rheem air conditioning and natural gas furnaces. Remember, natural gas, your most efficient energy choice.
I form from the 9-yard line. First time in the red zone for St. Edwards today. Here's a give to the fullback, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up probably a yard on the play before he's wrapped up by the Ramblers defensive line. Drabowski, Lindsay coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, nice job that time. Staying at home by TJ Dabrowski, who moved a little bit laterally to his right and it just kind of followed the blocker to the hole.
2nd down and 8 from the 8-yard line. In the backfield, Miranda and Altieri. 2 receivers on the right side. And Skosen dropping back to pass down the field, and does Madden make the catch in the end zone? Yes, he does. Touchdown, St. Edward's Eagles.
It was a decent throw. It was very good coverage. That was a great catch.
And part of the problem for the Ramblers side of the ball is the defensive back, as we'll see here on the Meadowbrook Dairy replay. Defensive back kept spinning around trying to figure out where the ball was in the air.
There we see looking back for the ball. That's pretty good coverage by Adam Dolak, but that's just a great catch by John Madden. Kick is up and good.
Kleinsmith's kick is good. Go ahead.
8:15 to play, first half. St. Ed's on the board first. 7-0 on the Conway and O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. Back with more here on the Image Sports Network. Stay with us.
Probably started playing at the Y when I was about 4 or 5. Used to play with my older brothers and sisters. It was always fun playing in the Y. I got my start at the YMCA.
Everybody thinks of the YMCA as sports, but when I was in 10th grade, I joined the YMCA Black Achievers. Business leaders in the community gave me a lot of help in preparing for college and selecting a career. I got my start at the YMCA.
Join any of the 4 branches of the Greater Erie YMCA and save $150. Most classes, programs, and youth sports are included in your membership. The YMCA, building strong kids, strong families, and strong communities.
More football tomorrow here on the Image Sports Network, live from Tullio Field on the campus of Mercyhurst College, as the Mercyhurst Lakers under second-year head coach Marty Schetzel take on the Wildcats of Northern Michigan University. Join Adam and Dave Leisering. We're pleased to welcome Dave back not only to town, but to the Image Sports Network. They'll have all the action for you. We're proud to bring Mercyhurst football to you again. It's always a fun time up in Tullio Field.
Absolutely. It's, as I mentioned in the pregame, it's been a while since I've been there, but it's time the prodigal sons return back to Mercyhurst and take in a game, and I think it'll be a good one. First home game of the year, coming off a win. Good way for the Lakers to start this season.
Wow. What a kick by Kleinsmith. Holy cow. That one hit the crossbar. It hit right in the middle of the crossbar, so that was 60 yards, 70 yards on the fly. That's a big-time leg.
A lot of the kids here watching this game, the younger kids are thinking, wow, that's what my kicker does in my video game. It's not often, even in the pros, do you see a kickoff hit the crossbars.
Yeah, well, and we mentioned St. Ed's is a relatively young team. Skosen just a junior, Kleinsmith as well.
That scoring drive for St. Edward's, 2 plays, 44 seconds off the clock, 9 yards covered. Here's first down, and Buckner wrapped up in the backfield and coming up to make the tackle, number 33, Ryan Miranda.
Yeah, you talk about video games, if they're going to put a play in for a defensive end, put that one in. That was just excellent footwork by Ryan Miranda. He was being blocked in the direction that the play was coming, and he just kept his hands on the prep lineman's shoulder pads and then spun away right into Tyrone Buckner. That was just a dandy defensive play.
Give you a lot of credit for the foreshadowing as well. You told us you think he's good as a tight end. Watch out for him on the defensive side. Loss of 6 on first down for the Ramblers.
Averages 12 tackles a game.
Dance rolling out, breaks through 1 tackle, looking to pass, now keeping himself. Gets across the 15-yard line out near the 20 before he's brought down. Bailey coming up with the tackle.
It's a 4-yard pickup, but a good thing if you're a fan of Cathedral Prep is that we saw Tom Dance rolling out, and I believe that was a designed pass play. And when he couldn't see anybody open, he made the decision, boom, I'm squaring my shoulders, I'm running forward trying to gain some yardage. There wasn't the indecision that we saw earlier in the game.
They'll give him 6 yards on the carry, get it back to the original line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line. We're down on 6:50 to go in the first half. 7-0, the Eagles with the lead over the Ramblers. Dance under center, receivers on either side. Dropping back to pass on 3rd and 10, throwing the ball down the field and picked off yet again by the Eagles. Still on his feet, number 10, Anthony Gardner, and he'll get back across the 30-yard line down to the 29. A return of 17 on the interception.
When you're in the market for residential or commercial landscape design or construction, call LM Wander & Sons Landscaping. They've been in the landscaping business for 23 years. They can handle all types of landscaping, hydro seeding, and tree and stump removal. They can also provide you with deck design and installation, as well as snow removal. They accept both MasterCard and Visa. Call LM Wander & Sons today at 864-5507 or stop in at their offices at 8711 Peach Street. LM Wander & Sons, the landscaping professionals.
Nice interception there by Gardner. Sets up a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of the Ramblers. Skosen dropping back, fakes the short pass, now going for the end zone. Flag down on the play in the defensive backfield. Wonder if they're going to call Dolick for a hold or pass interference here right around the 15.
I'm not sure. I was busy counting the number of pieces that Kyle Skosen got back to his feet in because he took a whack from Andre Mathis. It's going to be against Prep.
Tim Taylor doesn't seem too happy with the call. And now we'll have our official ruling.
It's going to be holding. You can kind of understand it based on the way that the play was designed, as Skosen just took almost just a one-step drop, stood straight up and pump faked, and that's going to get a lot of defensive backs to bite on that fake.
I'll tell you what, I actually kind of looked at him like, what's he doing? He's just standing there. And it got the defensive line, the defensive backfield. There were 3 guys in the area at the time. Threw it a little too far for his receiver, though.
Yeah, that's that discretion and valor thing, too, because he stood in there to deliver that pass, and I'm telling you, he got nailed by Andre Mathis.
I formation, Rose in the backfield this time around. Receivers on either side for Skosen. He'll keep it himself, trying to follow his lead block. Picks up. Solid gain on 1st and 10 after the penalty, and he'll get across the 15-yard line down right around the 13. A gain of 7 yards for Skosen.
In the pregame show, and when we were just talking before the game, I had a sense that Prep was going to be able to move the ball left and right, up and down, based on what I saw their offensive and defensive line play last week. And quite honestly, St. Ed's is giving them all they can handle and a bit more, which is why it's 7-0, and my guess is that within a bit it'll be a little bit more than that because they're down inside the 15-yard line. 6:05 to play, first half. 7-0, St. Edward's leads over Cathedral Prep. Back with more on the Image Sports Network.
At Township Automotive, something for everybody. Whether you're looking for a car, a small or large pickup truck, or perhaps an SUV.
Make Township Automotive your #1 stop for used cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, and of course service.
With a service department that can handle anything from an oil change and state inspection to an engine overhaul. That's Township Automotive, 3457 West 26th Street, next to the Dairy Queen.
7-0, St. Edward's with the lead over Cathedral Prep. Adam Marco, Steve Bowen back at Veterans Stadium. Skosen with the snap, throws it out, and Nakamura went too far, and his other receiver in the area, number 87, tight end Alexander Spooner, not far enough on the play. We have an injured Rambler here.
Yeah, that's Tim Taylor, and Tim Taylor was being blocked by big Alex Boone. If you want to get confidence built for your football team, there's no better way to do it than to control both sides of the line of scrimmage. A big play here or there can give you some confidence. Certainly, if you're ahead in the game, that'll give you some confidence. But for sustained confidence, play in and play out. If you can move the football and you can stop the other team from moving it, that's going to be the biggest boost you could possibly get.
And you mentioned the big play. You look at the situation Prep is in right now, down 7-0. Eagles threatening again. The one thing that has kept opponents in games with St. Edward's are big plays, so that at least opens the door for Prep. Here's a give to the fullback, and he'll bust through the line of scrimmage. We'll see another penalty flag thrown from the defensive backfield.
Oh, and it's going to be a hold at the end of the play, and I'm not sure about that call.
Altieri got down to the 5-yard line. And wow, will be negated and go against St. Edwards. And while I have a chance, let me finish that thought. In the game against, let me look back here, against Shaker Heights and Lakewood the week before, and even more so against Ursuline the first week, the thing that kept the opponents in, yes, St. Edwards has that 3-0 record, but they gave up a couple huge plays. The only thing that really kept them in it this last week was field position, thanks to Kleinsmith with his punts and eventually his game-winning field goal.
Yeah, kicked a 36-yarder with 6 seconds left to win the game. So the penalty takes him back to the 15-yard line, makes it 3rd and 5, and that hurt.
Goes in with the fade route on the left side, and pass overthrown. Intended receiver was Scott Madden yet again. This time throws it towards the back of the end zone and too far out of the reach of everyone.
You talked about big plays, 2 interceptions by St. Edwards, a big punt return, a big kickoff return. They've had all the big plays. Even if Kleinsmith makes this 31-yard field goal, it's still just 10-0. Prep has played probably as poorly as they could possibly play in this first half, and they're still just down 2 scores.
And with that, should he hit it, should he miss it, I think regardless, we'll see another timeout here taken by Edwards. Prep needs to come back and put some points on the board here in this first half. Get something in there, something positive to talk about as they go to halftime. Take a timeout on the field. Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard shows us St. Edwards 7, Cathedral Prep nothing here on the Image Sports Network.
When it comes to your personal finances, place your trust in an institution that has grown locally over the past 67 years. We're growing to meet the needs of our members with access to a local ATM network and 24-hour access to your account. We're member-owned, and we're inviting you to share in our growth. If you live or work in Erie County, you're eligible to become a member. We're Erie School Employees Federal Credit Union, where you get financial solutions from local people you trust, serving our membership one member at a time.
Kleinsmith on for the 31-yard field goal. Snap is down, the kick is up, on the way, and it is good, making our score now 10-0. Kleinsmith 1 for 2 on the day after that 31-yard field goal.
As we mentioned, Prep down 10-0, and they have played poorly. The 2 interceptions, they've allowed some big plays, they haven't practiced well. There we take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard that's showing the 10-0, and still it's just 10-0. I'm sure that if you're Mike Mishler, you want to get something on the board before halftime, but even if you don't, even if it stays at 10-0, that's enough to give you some, I think, some confidence in your team, but you're also far enough behind that you could give them a little kick in the keister.
I will agree with you on one point. 10-0 isn't that bad. If we don't go in, they don't get any points. It could be worse, obviously. I think something they need to do here is at least sustain a drive, because they haven't been to do that yet. We've seen a couple 3-and-outs, a couple of interceptions, the turnovers. They need to sustain a drive and get on the St. Edwards side of the field.
Yeah, and I think they need to run the football.
Kleinsmith's kick, yet another beauty. And this one will bounce 1 yard away from the back of the end zone. They'll let it bounce and roll. So Prep will start at the 20.
Yeah, we're sitting here picking our jaws up off the table from the 2 kicks by Joe Kleinsmith. What's amazing about the kicks, 2 things. First of all, he gets more height on it for the distance. I mean, there are a lot of kids that can kick line drive kicks like that. But it's effortless coming off of his foot. It's not one of those, drive and almost hyperextend your left knee to kick it with your right foot. It's just a little sweep of the foot.
And have we mentioned he's a junior?
I think we have.
I think we have. This kid's got another year of high school football just to get better with that. Fumble on the play, as it was a give to Graham.
He got it back. Bounced right back to him.
So at least a break this time around for Prep. How bad would it be to turn that over back at the 20-yard line?
Yeah, I'm checking who's playing the deep back. It's still Tyrone Buckner. I just think
Too much Graham, not enough Buckner?
Well, I'm not saying too much Graham, but certainly not enough Buckner. I just think, Ty Buckner is a weapon, and maybe they've defensed against him, but you still got to give it to him.
Give to Buckner on second down, and he'll get back across the line of scrimmage. Some pushing and shoving after the play, and Prep catches a break here. Ryan Rapp is coming up, pushing after the play, and that will get Prep some yards, much-needed yards, with a 3rd and 9 coming up.
We're going to have to check T.J. Dabrowski's yearbook entries and see if he's a member of the drama club, because, boy, did he play that one to the hilt. When you're big, you get noticed. When you're big and you flail your arms, you get noticed even more. And yes, it was a personal foul, and yes, it should have been called, but there's a little help by number 65 that time.
And it certainly gets the Ramblers out of a hole, facing what would have been 3rd down and 9 from their 21-yard line. They're now in a 1st and 10 from the 37. See what kind of set they bring out here. Receivers on either side. Sechrist on the top, and down on the bottom side, Pat Jennings. Now Buckner coming out, and here's a give to Graham in the backfield, running his way through the line of scrimmage, and credit Graham on that play for keeping the feet moving and trying to stay vertical as long as possible.
Yeah, he picked up 3 on the play. Nakamura in on the tackle along with 47, Jeff Milkey. Prep's got the ball. It's 2nd and 7. They have it on the short hash. I'm just amazed with the speed that they have, that they don't do something to either side. Run it short side. That's fine too, but do something to try and get your speed backs out in some space.
Here's Dance on the run. Option style play. He'll keep it himself and get out across the 45-yard line. And they'll spot him down right on the 45. Had Buckner with him the whole time for that toss. Good effort there by Dance to keep it and pick up 6 yards on the carry.
The coaches are going to see that play and go, wow, did you see that? Because that was Tom Dance, straight quarterback option, cut it up inside quickly, made a good decision, and just kind of glided for the first 5 yards. I think he's starting to understand little by little, play by play, not only what he can do, but what the offense will allow him to do.
Easterling and Jennings, the receivers. 3rd down and 2, and here's a give to Buckner. Buckner met in the backfield, and he'll be stopped right at the 45-yard line. Still some pushing and shoving going on after the play. This time Mirando getting involved on the defensive side.
And Ryan Atkins, from his linebacker spot, did one of those sacrificial lamb type things. He literally threw his body into the pile. And amazingly enough, when you do that, you usually expect to get hit by an offensive guard or a tackle. There was no one there. The first person to hit was Ty Buckner.
No gain on the play. Brings up a 4th down and 2 with 2:14 to go here in the first half. Mezzacapo back to punt, standing on his 30-yard line. 2 receivers back to receive it. Nakamura and Madden. Long snap count, and here's a toss to, is it Buckner? Out of bounds, knocked out, and check it, it's not Buckner, it is number 26, Matt Ron, 1st down. Talk about a big play. There's one for you right there from Prep.
They call that prestidigitation. That's just a dandy fake, and nice job by Matt Ron to just take it and beat feet around the end. But boy, you gotta like that call. You just have to like the call. And you know what? That not only shows the opponents, hey, we got some stuff up our sleeves. That shows the people in orange on the sidelines. Those kids have a tendency to get down when you're being played the way that they're being played.
10-yard gain. Here's a toss down the field. Pass is complete, knocked out of bounds. The tight end, Bob Resenweber, coming up to make the catch, and a solid gain on 1st down.
Who's this number 8 playing quarterback? Because on this series, he looks very, very comfortable in the pocket, running the option, handoffs, carrying out fakes. This is, I didn't see the first game, but I've seen the last game and a half, and this is the best series that Tom Dance has had as a quarterback.
17 yards on the completion, gets it out across the 30-yard line to the 28, a minute 47 to go. Prep trailing St. Edwards by a score of 10-0. I formation, receivers on either side. Dance dropping back, throws down the field, and completes the pass to Graham. Won't get much yardage on it, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 after the 7-step drop by Dance.
Neil Jerem, 32 on the tackle, well played by the linebacker. You know, there's a little edge to these Eagles tonight. These guys are kind of feeling it with a minute 29 to play. Timeout on the field. 10-0 St. Edwards against Cathedral Prep. Back with more on the Image Sports Network. Stay with us.
This historic firehouse faithfully served Erie for many years. Now refurbished as the Puffer Belly restaurant, you can enjoy its charming turn-of-the-century atmosphere while experiencing Puffer Belly's exciting menu of Erie favorites. For lunch or dinner, choose from their selection of zesty appetizers, mouth-watering seafood, poultry, and beef entrees, sandwiches, salads, and of course, sinful desserts. Guaranteed, you'll love the food as much as the authentic firehouse antiques that surround you from a bygone era. The Puffer Belly restaurant, just off the Bayfront Parkway, downtown at 414 French.
Adam, we saw in that last play, I think the embodiment of that confidence that we talked about by controlling the line of scrimmage. A little swagger to St. Ed's.
I would tend to agree, and we'll see what they bring out here. We've seen 2 pass plays in a row from Cathedral Prep. We've got a minute 29 to go, 1 timeout for the Ramblers. Interesting to see where they go in their offense. Dance rolling out, pressure coming from the backside, now looking to pass down towards the end zone, and it is intercepted by Kleinsmith. He catches it at the 5. He'll be brought down across the 20-yard line, down at the 21. And just like that, this Prep drive turns into a St. Edwards possession, and we have a player down on the field for Cathedral Prep.
That's Marcus Graham, who I think he got his bell rung on the interception return. He's getting up slowly. Good to see that he is getting up, but boy, that's the 3rd interception here in the first half, and that's gonna that one's really tough, because the second one gave him 1st and 10 from Prep's 12 and led to the score, but this one stopped the Prep drive, and that's a tough one to handle this late in the second quarter.
And it kind of takes it back to, if they had to sustain the drive, even not score, but still get it down and take a couple shots at the end zone, which they were trying to do there. That gives them some momentum. Here's a give to the deep back. And I believe it was Miranda was the deep back in that set. Normally their tight end. Excuse me, it is Miranda, normally the running back. I'm getting Ryan, all mixed up.
Ryan Drabina, number 49 for Prep, played that very well from, it's tough to tell, it looks like defensive end position, but sometimes they're stand-up ends, sometimes they're rush linebackers. The fact of the matter is that he played the block very well and caused Miranda to have to cut it back inside to the big guys, and Drabina got a piece of the tackle.
40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's a give to the fullback, and he'll rumble out near the 30-yard line. Altieri with the carry, and we'll pick up 5 yards on the gain. 30 seconds to go first half.
I guess I'm a little surprised that John Gibbons isn't trying to maybe throw a little bit of a dagger.
I formation, Skozen with 11 seconds to go here in the first half. He'll take one more snap and gives it to his fullback one more time. Some pushing and shoving after the play. Clock stop with 2 seconds.
And it stops because he got the first down. They'll set the chains. And now the officials are talking to linemen on either side. This one's gone beyond swagger. This is chippy now. And the halftime couldn't come at a better time if you don't want to see chippiness. And it is halftime.
And St. Edwards lets it run out. We head into the half with a 10-0 score between the St. Edwards Eagles and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. Are you in a state of shock? Are you a little surprised at this moment?
It was going to depend on how Prep came out and played. If they played with the same intensity that they did last week, especially across the front, then they were going to be fine. They haven't, and they're not.
And how do you get that back? How does Coach Mishler go in there and say, let's get it started?
Well, one of the things that you have to do is that you can't just wave a magic wand and have it happen to your team, because you know what? There's only so much of it to go around on the field, and right now the other guys have all of it. So you have to take that. You have to take some of that back, and I think that they have to get back to some nut and bolts football. I think they need to run the football, and they need to give it to number 28 until he falls over.
Two things going for Prep right now. 10-0 score, only trailing by 10 after a few turnovers there, a few possibilities of more scoring beyond that. The other thing going, Prep gets the ball to start the second half. How big is that coin toss, the decision now to get the ball back and maybe put some momentum to start the second half?
Yeah, again, it's going to be all up to the big guys up front, because they're getting pushed around the field. They are getting knocked off their pins by the offensive line for St. Edwards. They're not creating any space offensively themselves. So it's going to be up to the big guys up front.
We'll take a timeout. Taking a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. St. Edwards Eagles 10, Cathedral Prep Ramblers nothing. It's halftime here at the Vet. Back after this on the Image Sports Network, Erie's leader in live local sports.
There's always something exciting happening right here at Humes Chrysler Jeep Dodge Truck in Waterford. Being Daimler Chrysler's largest tri-state superstore means that we earn extra factory-to-dealer incentives, enabling us to always offer you the very best deal. Our 7-acre complex here at Humes is loaded with over 600 of the hottest-selling, most popular vehicles available today. Plus, you can always count on our 57-year history of 5-star service, including your complimentary service loaner. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
When you want fast, friendly service, shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. The Wise Local family has been serving the needs of their customers since 1904. They always stock the freshest meats and produce, and their bakery can provide everything from cookies to wedding cakes. You don't have to drive a long way for low prices and great service. You just need to shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. Wise Locals Food Mart, family owned and operated since 1904.
You've seen these signs all over the area. More people rely on the experts at Great Lakes Construction for patio rooms and enclosures. Visit our showroom on West 26th. Ask about quality replacement windows from all sides. Bring your questions about roofing and siding too. Great Lakes Construction is proud of their detailed work and service. We invite you to talk to our customers. From roofs to siding to windows and patios.
At Great Lakes Construction, we super serve you.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hidey-ho. Feed your tummy on the go. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Cold milk in a real cool truck. I'm a chug-a-lugging son of a gun. I said let me have a big old sip. I done a double backflip. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hidey-ho.
Dean's Milk Chug.
Feed your tummy on the go.
Milk where you want it.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
From Meadowbrook.
With me is Bill Flanagan, the athletic director of Cathedral Prep. And Bill, welcome back to the Image Sports Network.
Always good to be here, Doug. Thanks for coming tonight, too, and covering the game for us.
Well, another tough team from Ohio in St. Edge. I think the key has been the interceptions.
Yeah, the turnover bug is kind of biting us right now. Obviously, we knew going in that that was going to be a key factor. We put the ball into their hands throughout the course of the first half, but that's the beauty of this game. We still have another 24 minutes to play. We get the second half kickoff. Hopefully we can do something positive with it.
Well, if we get a break, I think we get back in this ball game.
Be nice. I mean, St. Ed's is a real physical team, a lot different than what we saw last week from St. Ignatius. It was more of a finesse ball club, and I think we've had trouble adapting and adjusting to it, but that's what halftime's for. The coaches will make the adjustments, and hopefully we'll see a better performance here in half number 2.
I'd like to compliment you. I know you play a tough schedule. You schedule St. Ignatius and St. Ed's. It's a credit to Cathedral Prep. Not only do the kids do well in the classroom, they do well on the athletic field, and all they have to look at is playing these teams, and the players have graduated from prep or gone on to major college football.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a credit or it's partial insanity. Obviously, we think that by scheduling this way, not necessarily back-to-back, it was kind of the way it worked out. We weren't real pleased with having to play two powerhouses 1 week after another. But we think overall to play this kind of competition is only going to help us near the end of the year when we also play tough competition. I mean, we end very tough. Our middle portion of the schedule is difficult, but when you're finishing the regular season at McDowell and at State College, you got to be ready, and hopefully these games here over the last 2 weeks will help us to prepare for that down the line, because that's what's most important. You want to win your last game in town so you can move on into interdistrict play.
Not only do you have an outstanding football program, you have an outstanding fall program, your golf and your cross country.
Yeah, we do. Things have, the season so far has gotten off to a nice start, and I know you're going to speak with our golf coach momentarily. They had a nice afternoon winning the Mercyhurst Invitational. They had a tough week. I think some would be envious, but it was a lot of work this past week. They were, a week ago, they were down in Kent, Ohio for the Rough Rider, and then went directly to Tennessee for the McDonald's Championship. So we think it's good exposure for the kids, a good experience for them, and hopefully the same thing, get them ready for District 10 action.
How about a plug for the soccer team?
Soccer team is absolutely. They're up in Clarence, New York this weekend for a tournament. Just came off a win last weekend at St. Ed's. So again, that's the way we schedule and the way we aim is to try to be playing the best at the end of the year. Sometimes it pans out for us. Sometimes it doesn't. But we really want to take a kick at the can and see what's out there, because we aspire to be winning near the end of the year.
Not only you play at St. Ed's in football, is there any prospects maybe to extend the schedule, maybe to play them in basketball?
Yeah, we've had those discussions both with Eds and Ignatius. We haven't been able to finalize dates as of yet, but I'm pretty confident that within the next couple of years you'll see one, if not both, of the teams back on our schedule for basketball.
Well, I'll let you go. You've done a terrific job over at Cathedral Prep. Keep up the good work, and best of luck to you and the Ramblers for the rest of the season.
Doug, I appreciate the coverage from Image all year long, and we look forward to seeing you guys again in the winter season. And again, thanks for the service you provide to the community.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks.
And we'll be back with more right after this on the Image Sports Network.
Conway and O'Malley Tires and Auto Service has everyday low prices on brand name tires, including Goodyear, Dunlop, Lee, and more. So the next time your car, truck, van, or SUV needs tires or auto service, take it to Conway and O'Malley Tire. With 3 family-owned locations, you'll always find what you need with expert service. Come see the car care professionals today at Conway and O'Malley Tires and Auto Service.
Now, more than ever, the fun starts here. Introducing the new Roadrunner, the exciting high-speed online service that puts broadband at your command. Just click to instant video of breaking news, sports, and entertainment, your favorite music, local events, the ultimate information finder, even your own personalized homepage. The new Roadrunner. The fun starts here. Coming soon to Erie. Visit our website to pre-register and catch the fun.
Beep, beep. Okay, time for a little role playing. Harold, you be the installer. Sarah, you're the customer.
Sure.
Go.
What? You mean I have to buy extra equipment for extra sets?
Yeah.
And I have to pay for local channels?
Yeah.
I can lose signal when it rains, I'm responsible for maintenance, and I have to sign a contract?
Questions about satellite dishes? Adelphia Digital Cable's the answer.
Well, do something.
One of the outstanding golfers in the area, Ron Coleman, is our guest, the Cathedral Prep golf coach. And Ron, you've had an ambitious season thus far, 2 major tournaments.
Yeah, been playing well this year, and a lot of practice went into it, and it's paying off.
I know you have an outstanding golf team at Cathedral Prep. I know you had some matches. Let's talk about some of your players.
We have some of the best young players around. And really from 1 through 7 at least are real strong players, and they can really put up some good scores. But right at the top, we've had some accomplished players that have, we have 3 kids returning this year that have won high school invitationals last year. And so we're looking for another big year.
Talk about your schedule and some of your key tournaments.
Well, we have a pretty nice schedule. We play a lot of high school tournaments. We travel a lot. We just got back from our major trip that we played 2 days in Ohio, followed by 2 days in Tennessee at a really great tournament there. It's a national high school tournament of champions where they invite a bunch of state championship teams, get together and have a real good tournament.
What's your success on the golf links, and what do you tell your kids in practice?
Well, I hope that they see the success that I've had came from working very hard at the game. Not just playing, but practicing the parts of the game that are tough to practice, like chipping and putting and hitting balls at the driving range. I hope they can pick up that and the importance of the chipping and putting.
From the standpoint of golf in the Erie area, I think we're blessed. We got some outstanding golf courses, and certainly the young kids today are taking up the game early.
All around Erie County, a lot of high schools are coming up with some very good players. There are some teams, your Warren won a tournament this year, Sagertown, Union City. I mean, there's just plus the usuals like McDowell and Mercier's Prep has a good team. There's just good players all over the place.
I know it must be great fun to coach these kids at Cathedral Prep, not only great athletes, but good students.
They are good students too, and they're great kids. I have such a great time with them, and I think a lot of golfers end up being good students naturally, and it's just a lot of fun.
Before I let you go, your comments on the first half, what do you look forward to in the second half?
Well, they moved the ball pretty good there at the end, so hopefully they've seen something and picked something up and can exploit that in the second half.
Ron Coleman, thank you for chatting with us. Good luck to you. Continued success at Cathedral Prep, and best of luck on the golf links.
Thank you very much, Doug.
And we'll be back with more right after this on the Image Sports Network.
There's always something exciting happening right here at Humes Chrysler Jeep Dodge Truck in Waterford. Being Daimler Chrysler's largest tri-state superstore means that we earn extra factory-to-dealer incentives, enabling us to always offer you the very best deal. Our 7-acre complex here at Humes is loaded with over 600 of the hottest-selling, most popular vehicles available today. Plus, you can always count on our 57-year history of 5-star service, including your complimentary service loaner. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
When you want fast, friendly service, shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. The Wise Local family has been serving the needs of their customers since 1904. They always stock the freshest meats and produce, and their bakery can provide everything from cookies to wedding cakes. You don't have to drive a long way for low prices and great service. You just need to shop at Wise Locals Food Mart. Wise Locals Food Mart, family owned and operated since 1904.
You've seen these signs all over the area. More people rely on the experts at Great Lakes Construction for patio rooms and enclosures. Visit our showroom on West 26th. Ask about quality replacement windows from all sides. Bring your questions about roofing and siding too. Great Lakes Construction is proud of their detailed work and service. We invite you to talk to our customers. From roofs to siding to windows and patios.
At Great Lakes Construction, we super serve you.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hidey-ho. Feed your tummy on the go. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Cold milk in a real cool truck. I'm a chug-a-lugging son of a gun. I said let me have a big old sip. I done a double backflip. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hidey-ho.
Dean's Milk Chug.
Feed your tummy on the go.
Milk where you want it.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
From Meadowbrook.
And welcome back to Erie's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Adam Marco, Steve Bowen. It's halftime here, 10-0 St. Edwards with the lead over Cathedral Prep. And we talked about, right before we went to break, what does Prep need to do? They need to get the ball on the ground. They need to start running. They need to give it to Buckner. In that first half, 8 carries, 17 yards.
17 is a number that everyone's going to focus on. I focus on the 8. I just don't think that you can have your running backs carry the ball 12 times and 4 of them go to your fullback. And that's not a knock on Marcus Graham at all, but yes, you've shown that you're going to give it to the fullback, but the fact of the matter is that you got to keep giving it to 28.
And for passing numbers for Prep, Tom Dance, 2 of 7 for 18 yards. All of that pretty much coming up on a 17-yard completion to the tight end. They also had a one-yard completion to Graham. 3 interceptions, probably the biggest number of that first half, because 2 of them turned into points for St. Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're wondering about the edginess of these 2 teams. We've seen a lot of teams get jacked up over games. I'm not sure that I've ever seen an assistant coaching staff do as good a job of getting their kids really, really, really fired up to start a second half like the guys from St. Ed's. That was eye-popping to see how they got their kids fired up. And, you know, why not? Because they were chippy the whole first half. They had an edge. They had a swagger. They deserved it because of the way that they played. And it's going to come down to Prep having to get it done. And it's not to say they haven't been trying. It's just their big guys have won the game so far.
Let's take a quick look at the scoring recap from the first half. No score through the first quarter. In the second quarter, 8:59 to go. And off the interception, St. Edwards got the ball at the 9-yard line of Prep. Altieri with the run on first down, gained 1 yard. Then it was Scozen to Madden from 8 yards out, a fade pass onto the right side of the end zone. Extra point was good, and a 7-0 score, 2 plays, 9 yards, 44 seconds off the clock. That off the first interception thrown by Dance. Later on in the second quarter, 6:28 the drive started, 4 plays, covered 7 yards before Kleinsmith came on and kicked a 31-yard field goal. 10-0 is where we're at right now, getting set for that second half.
When we talk about the swagger and the edge and the chippiness, you wonder how much of that stems from stuff that the folks from St. Ed's have heard in their hometown, on chat rooms and on local radio stations, because there was the impression that St. Ignatius was the end-all be-all, almost to the level that Central Bucks West was a few years back in the state of Pennsylvania, and that based on the way Prep played last weekend against St. Ignatius, that it was going to be a tough time for St. Edwards. Well, I got to tell you, their coaching staff has done a great job of using something to get their guys fired up, because they are big time fired up.
Prep will get the ball to start the second half here as they deferred on the opening toss. We see the captains go out to meet at midfield. And what do you think it's going to take out of Prep on this opening drive? Do they have to put points on the board? Do they have to sustain it? Do they have to go to Buckner 75% of the time? What will put a successful drive together in your mind?
I like the last one best. Certainly scoring points would be good. Sustaining a drive would be good. I think they have to have some success. Now, whether that comes in one fell swoop, whether that comes over 10 plays, whether that comes over 5 plays and then they get stopped. They need to have some success running the football, because they haven't had it. I can't imagine that your quarterback, your first-year quarterback, has a whole lot of confidence in throwing the football now. So I think, job one is to have some success. Now, some can mean a whole bunch, and I'm sure people who are wearing the orange or the black shirts tonight here, both in the stands and on the field, are thinking, well, we'll have it the whole second half. That'd be great, if you're a Prep fan. But they need to establish it a little bit at a time. Beachheads are one, a little bit at a time, and they need to establish that, because they need to get some yards from scrimmage running the football.
I'd like to see them take this first drive. And yes, of course, any chance they get to bust that big play, but, chip away and kind of slowly start to break the back, if it's possible, of Edwards. Granted, they're up by 10 points, and a touchdown, even a 2-point conversion, whatever, still puts Edwards ahead. But if you slowly start to break away at them and say, we can run on you, we can get yards, whether it be 3 yards a clip, 5 yards a clip, or 40 yards, we're going to get our yards.
I agree with you. I will also tell you that based on what I saw in the first 24 minutes, the guys in the yellow helmets ain't going away. They are, again, not as deep. We've called maybe 12 to 13 numbers on defense, but they're all bringing it.
Kleinsmith with the kick here to start the second half. This one will bounce middle of the end zone and eventually roll out. So Prep will start this drive at the 20-yard line. Of course, Prep with the white helmets, the orange jerseys, and St. Edwards, white jerseys, green numbers, yellow helmet and pants, kind of a Green Bay Packers style.
Offense for the Ramblers, Tom Dance at quarterback, Ty Buckner and Marcus Graham are the running backs. Michael Freeman, Brian Seacrest. Will also see Easterling and Fugate at the wideouts. The tight end is Bob Reisenweber. Dave Nesselhoff and Sean Nutter are the tackles. TJ Dabrowski and Deshaun Lindsay, the guards. Stephen Ty is the center. 1st and 10 Ramblers at their own 20.
Freeman flanked out to the left, I formation, Dance. With the counter, give to Buckner. Buckner has some room and a nice solid gain on first down. He'll get out near the 30-yard line depending on the spot, 9-10 yards on the carry.
Nakamura with the tackle. The Eagles defense, we can give you with certainty the front 7. We're not sure about the defensive backs because that's where they've rotated most, but the front 7 has played very well. Mirando and Rapaz are the ends. Atkins and Flannery, the tackles. Milky, Bailey, and Jareb are the linebackers.
1st and 10 from the 30. Here's a give to Buckner again. And gets through the line of scrimmage out near the 35-yard line. And 2 plays in a row, they've gone to Buckner. 2 solid gains, 10 and 5. And you're seeing him get through the defensive line, get into the secondary, and that's a good thing for Prep.
It is, and they're doing it simply, but most of the plays that they ran in the first half were relatively simple plays. The key between 8 carries for 17 yards and 2 for 15 is the size of the hole.
I formation, Buckner the deep back, Graham in front of him. Freeman wide out, flanked out to the right side. Dance gives again to Buckner, breaks through 1 tackle, still on his feet, picks up the first down and will get out near the 45-yard line, and another solid gain by Tyrone Buckner.
And we talked about little by little. Well, 7 yards and a crack is little by little. But what it's doing, Adam, more than anything else, is that a bit of that edge, and not just a tiny bit, is gone from the defensive side of the football. They're not nearly as cocky. They're not running up the backs of people after they make a tackle or shed off a block. This is now, I think they kind of understand that this is a different front line across from them, running the offense for Prep.
3 runs for Buckner. Here's his 4th of the half, and he's got some room on the left sideline, gets across midfield, gets knocked out of bounds, and another solid pickup. Call it 9, maybe 10 yards on the carry, and he's over his first half totals, and he's over 30 right now in this drive alone.
Knocked out of bounds by Anthony Gardner, and we've seen an awful lot of stuff. It may not be a first down. No, I got the feeling that they're going to get, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they're going to be short-footed, and they're going to be probably about 10 inches short based on the measurement.
Prep offense coming back to the line. They don't know a measurement coming out here, as they've got to bring the sticks from the far sideline across to the near sideline in front of the Prep bench, and I don't know if that gets them any more ground than it might normally.
No, I just think it's always a question, left foot or right foot, depending on what foot they use to mark it. And the fact of the matter is they're about 6 inches short. He used the near foot. It isn't favoritism one way or the other. It's just that was the foot that he used to mark it with because that's where he saw it. I mean, it was a good spot. I just think that especially the folks on the near side stands because the play came towards the Prep sideline, thought that maybe he had gained a little bit more yardage than where the actual spot was, but it was a good spot.
Spotted at the 47-yard line, needs to get basically to the 48 to guarantee that first down. Second down, 1, I formation. Freeman out on the right side yet again. Dance under center. Dance will take it himself. Bumped up at the line of scrimmage. Got the first down. We'll see where they stop him here on forward progress. It looks like the near side official gives it to him at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan Bailey, number 4, leading the way, but that was kind of a I don't know, what do you call a group of Ryans? Are they a gaggle or are they a flock? It was kind of like all 4 Ryans gathered together at the same spot. They played that one tough, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, really, the first drive on either side, to see if Prep can gain a little bit of that momentum back up front. They have so far. St. Ed's just took a little piece back on that. They got the first down, but not without some head banging.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Dance drops back, now gives to Buckner, off tackle left side, and he'll pick up a yard on the carry. And now we'll have a penalty flag thrown late after the play. And by the looks of the Prep fans in front of us, this will go against St. Edwards.
Yeah, Rapace did a nice job of smelling out that play and fought off the block, but a personal foul against St. Edwards is now going to take it all the way down to the 30-yard line.
So only a gain of 1 on the play, and I want to take you back a few seconds while they walk this off. Before that fourth down play, I saw one of the officials go to the defensive side and say, they've got 3-4 inches to go. Up until last week, I wasn't sure how much the officials talked to the players, but they are, you hear announcers get on their cases, the officials, about, bad calls or where the spot is. They give the players as much help as possible.
Oh, they do an outstanding job. I'm always amazed at how well they call the plays in traffic, and sometimes it seems like people have most questions about the plays that are one player against one player out in the open.
Dance rolling out to pass. Great play action. He's got some room on the right side, breaks through one tackle, ducks under another, and will be knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A pickup of 20 on the carry for Tom Dance.
Wow, that just, I didn't mean to giggle through that whole thing, but first of all, we talked about the development of Tom Dance as a quarterback. Tremendous play fake. Tremendous play fake. Now, if I'm Dance, that's got to be fun to be wide open, and 32 was out there on an island. That was Neil Jerem. He didn't know whether to take care of Dance or what he was going to do. Now there's a timeout on the field. 9 minutes even to play here in the third quarter on the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. St. Edwards 10, Cathedral Prep nothing. The Ramblers knocking on the door.
Hello, I'm Mark Klecker. From its humble beginnings in the basement of St. Peter's Cathedral in 1921, Cathedral Prep began as a 4-room school with just 100 students. By 1956, the graduating class had grown to 8 times that of the original class. Today, Cathedral Prep is a modern facility that is well known for its academic as well as its athletic excellence. All of us at the Klecker Funeral Home are proud of our long-standing relationship with Cathedral Prep. Cathedral Prep, developing the whole man in spirit, mind, and body.
10-0 our score here back at the Vet. 9 minutes to go third quarter, and a 1st and 10 to go from the 10-yard line for the Ramblers. 20-yard gain for Dance, gets them down to the 10. I formation, Dance fumbles the snap, gives it to Buckner. Buckner runs into the line, and his second effort will pick him up a yard on the carry as he's stood up by the defensive line for St. Edwards.
We obviously don't know what Mike Mishler said in the locker room. One thing is certain so far, though, and that's that everybody's trying to make a play. The linemen are trying to make a play. We saw that time Tom Dance fumbled the snap, but presence of mind to pick it up, give it to Buckner. The timing was off. Ty Buckner did whatever it took to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's encouraging because it shows the kind of want-to that we saw all last week.
I formation this time. Receiver flanked out to the left side is Jennings. Dance with the toss to Buckner. Buckner, solid gain on 2nd and 11 as he gets out near the 5-yard line.
The ability of Ty Buckner to cut in space is one of his best attributes, and we saw it there. It was only a 5-yard gain, and you know, last week, 3rd and 25 from his own 5, and he hits an 89-yard run, and everyone goes ooh and ah. I ooh and ah on that one because it's 2nd and 10. You need to score. You're deep in the other team's territory, and he made something out of nothing with a nice little move, cutting it back up inside.
Now 3rd down and 6 to go to the end zone. 7:33 left on the clock, 3rd quarter. Do you stick with the run? Do you go to the pass?
Oh, you're asking, or is that rhetorical?
Well, we'll see. Dance rolling out to his right. He's got daylight for the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the ball was going to be in the air, it was only to toss it back to Ty Buckner. I don't think you see any forward passes. That's a dandy drive by Prep. Take a look on the Meadowbrook replay. Straight quarterback keep, and yeah, 110 meters. He's not running that far, but he still covers it very, very quickly. That's an 80-yard touchdown drive.
That it is. 10 plays for the Ramblers, as they'll come out here and attempt the extra point.
Pete Yaney to attempt the kick.
10 plays, 4:30 off the clock. Actually, 4:40, excuse me. Snap is down, the kick is up. Tipped on its way and will be no good, keeping our score at 10-6 in favor of the Eagles. So we take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard back after this on the Image Sports Network.
This historic firehouse faithfully served Erie for many years. Now refurbished as the Puffer Belly restaurant, you can enjoy its charming turn-of-the-century atmosphere while experiencing Puffer Belly's exciting menu of Erie favorites. For lunch or dinners, choose from their selection of zesty appetizers, mouth-watering seafood, poultry, and beef entrees, sandwiches, salads, and of course, sinful desserts. Guaranteed, you'll love the food as much as the authentic firehouse antiques that surround you from a bygone era. The Puffer Belly restaurant, just off the Bayfront Parkway, downtown at 414 French.
10 plays, 80 yards. Taking 4:40 off the clock. The extra point is tipped at the line of scrimmage. No good. Tom Dance runs it in from 6 yards out. 10-6 our score now, with St. Edwards about to get the ball back.
Yeah, and you really didn't have to be clairvoyant to figure out that the bestest thing for Prep getting the ball to start with was to have success running the football. You said a sustained drive. I said mild success. They did both. Now they have to stop St. Edwards.
Here's the kickoff, taken short on the left hash mark by Nakamura. Fields it at the 13, and he's got some room. Forced out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. And a gain of, call it 24-25 on the return for Nakamura.
How good are their special teams? Boy, they have just been outstanding on kick returns tonight.
And I'll tell you what, it's Nakamura that impresses me. He's, as you said, probably one of the quickest kids on the team. Has, I'm guessing, 70-some yards on the 2 kickoff returns he's had. The interception return got him a nice chunk of yards. He's a solid kid.
Yeah. Well, and he runs basically north and south with his shoulder straight, shoulder square. That's important.
2 receivers on the left side. Skozen will keep this one himself, bouncing out, and he'll be tackled in the backfield. Taylor coming over, didn't get there in time as the play was already made. John Parsons with the initial hit with a little help from one of his friends on the play, I believe number 21, Markel Knight, coming up to help as well.
14, Skyle Cozen, the quarterback, 37, Miranda, 43, Altieri, the backs. The ends are Madden and Nakamura, Ryan Mirando, the tight end. Boone and Gannon, the tackles, Wisniewski and Lembach, the guards, John Coyne, who was the chippiest of the group in the first half at center.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 from the 38-yard line. Skozen fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Good block up front, and a ball tipped down the field and out of bounds. Mirando couldn't come up with it near the sideline as he was hitting the back on the play. Good defensive pressure all around there from the Ramblers.
75 Alex Boone. We keep talking about him only because
he's a house.
He's 6'8", 310. did a real nice job of blocking that time against Deshaun Lindsay, and just fell on top of him at the end of the play.
Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd and 12 from the 38. Receivers dropping back, and here's a give to Rose out of the backfield and runs hard right through the line. A gain of 12 on the play.
Altieri with a nice downfield block / jersey grab. Again, that's one of those plays that you know, unless it's literally right in front of one of the officials, they're not going to see. It's a nice job by Altieri, and he just got a little bit of Tony Bozic's jersey, but enough to knock him off stride.
Rose the deep back, Skozen under center, and here's a toss to Rose out of the backfield, and he'll be met and gets nowhere on the play. Good pursuit there by the secondary from Cathedral Prep.
Dolak 23, Bozic number 9.
Matt Ron also coming up on the play as well. This brings up a 2nd and 11. Second time we've seen this. First down, knock him back a few yards. See what happens here on 2nd down. Skozen getting the play. Madden flanked out far on the left side. Nakamura on the near side. Miranda, the tight end, on the right side of the line. I formation behind Skozen.
Look for a blitz by Prep from the near side.
6 in the box. Here's a give to Rose, and he's met in the backfield, taken down for a loss of 4 yards on the play. And another big play by the defensive line. Deshaun Lindsay, first man there for Prep.
That was their best defensive line play of the game so far.
Brings up a 3rd and 16 after a loss of 5 on the play. Here's the shotgun, receivers on either side, sidecar on both sides of Skozen. Staying in the pocket, throwing across the field. Madden has the pass go off of his hands as we have another penalty flag down here in the secondary from Cathedral Prep.
My guess is it's going to be holding against St. Edwards, and that's going to be declined.
And a good job by the Ramblers there. Gave up 1 first down run by Rose, but able to hold tight and force the turnover on downs here as they'll get the ball back after a punt.
So the testosterone meter has evened out a little bit on this game, and now comes the time where Prep's got to do some other things. They have to eliminate some mistakes. Now, Greg Ron or Matt Ron deep to receive the punt. I'm not saying that he's going to make a mistake, but I have the distinct feeling you have to field this punt. And you know, you've got Klein Smith coming in,
averaging about 44 yards on a punt, and he's kicking from his own 45.
And it's going to be high up in the air. Call for the fair catch, make the fair catch. You know, incremental success leads to bigger things.
Rose and Reichert are the gunners on the outside. Klein Smith's punt is high, and fair catch called for and taken at the 20-yard line by Ron, so he did what he needed to do. 10-6, St. Edwards with the lead over Prep, but the Ramblers getting the ball back as we take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. You're watching the Image Sports Network.
When it comes to your personal finances, place your trust in an institution that has grown locally over the past 67 years. We're growing to meet the needs of our members with access to a local ATM network and 24-hour access to your account. We're member-owned, and we're inviting you to share in our growth. If you live or work in Erie County, you're eligible to become a member. We're Erie School Employees Federal Credit Union, where you get financial solutions from local people you trust, serving our membership one member at a time.
Ramblers trail by 4, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Here's a give to Buckner. Breaks through 1 tackle, loses the ball, and it's picked up by St. Edwards. And just when Prep got a chance to try to maybe take a drive and take the lead, they'll lose it at the 35-yard line after the fumble by Buckner.
It's the 4th turnover for Prep, and you know, Ty Buckner's got his head back and or his head down, and the fact of the matter is that it's a good run. It's a good defensive play to knock the ball away. You know, their defense has to rise to the occasion now again, and I don't think it's cause for alarm. It's it's not as bad as the interception return down to the 9.
Robert Norman knocks the ball loose, and first down and a solid gain for the Eagles here. They'll pick up 9 yards on the carry by Miranda.
Yeah, interestingly enough, as we see, that's Mike Freeman on the bottom of the pile along with James Carson. They've had their most success running the football with the whole Belly series, whether it's the initial give to the up-man Altieri or giving it to Miranda following Altieri. When they keep it simple is when they have the most success. When they try and go outside, Prep has it pretty well snuffed out.
Give to Altieri, and he'll get first down yardage and add 2 on top of that, a gain of 4 on the carry.
Lindsay and Mathis with the tackle for Cathedral Prep, but you know the chin straps have to get a little tighter this series. You got to make sure that turnover isn't a big turnover.
3:37 to go, third quarter. I formation. Nakamura, Madden flanked out on the left side. Skozen with the give to Miranda out of the backfield. And Miranda will pick up 4 or 5 yards on second down and take it to a third down situation here.
And that's Drabina and Mathis in on the tackle.
Excuse me, only a second down, 4 yards on the game. Skozen taking his time, setting up the offense. Under 3 to go, third quarter, 2nd and 6 from the 20-yard line. Here's a give to Altieri, wrapped up, runs through Ron's tackle, and will pick up first down yardage, a gain of 7 for Altieri.
I'm not sure that's a fair matchup. I'm also not sure why they had Matt Altieri listed as a lineman at the beginning of the season, because he really runs hard, and you can tell that he's got some of those good vision techniques. He moves his head well. He sees where he needs to go.
Skozen under center. Fakes the handoff. Now will keep it himself, and he's met before he can get to the line of scrimmage. Taylor in there with the initial pressure, but more help came from the defensive line. Also coming up in on the tackle, number 9 for Prep, is Tony Bozich.
Good job by Prep. I'm not sure if that play was designed to be a keep by Skozen. They might have had a missed handoff there. The fact of the matter is that once he started stringing it to the outside, lo and behold, what's happened all night long. Prep was there to stop him for either a minor gain or a loss. This time it was a loss.
I for him, receivers on the short side of the field. 1:55 to go, third quarter, 10-6. Edwards with the lead over Prep. Here's a give to Miranda. Miranda into the line and will be taken down right around the 15-yard line. Get back near the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 2 on the carry.
Tim Taylor in on the tackle for the Ramblers. It's a big third down play, and also, we're at the point of the game. We've got 13 and a half minutes left that if they don't make the first down here, John Gibbons has a decision to make, because I'm not so sure you don't go for it on fourth down.
Shotgun now for the Eagles. Sidecars Miranda off to the right side. Nakamura, Madden flanked out far to the right. Fake the handoff, now a screen pass back to Madden. He's hit, flag down on the play, and he'll be taken back down around the 20-yard line. And this penalty flag could really hurt the Ramblers. Depends on what the call is.
I think it's a block in the back, an illegal block by St. Edwards.
I was thinking maybe the other way. I thought I saw a face mask in on the play, but see what the official call is, and you are correct. I will defer to you from now on.
When you're this high up, there could be a lot of lucky guesses going on, but it just looked. One of the Prep players coming up to make the tackle, again, flew away from the ball in a way that you wouldn't normally think that they would.
Ramblers trying to figure out what to do here.
Oh yeah. I think you have to take the penalty. Yep. I think you just absolutely have to, because if you don't, it's a 38-yard field goal. Now Klein Smith hasn't been as accurate tonight as we expected, but
hit a 31-yarder already. And
yeah.
We saw him do a 40-yarder in warm-ups before the game.
Yeah. You know, if you don't take the penalty, you know what play they're going to call, and it makes it easy on them. If you do take the penalty, now you have 3rd and 21. You got to dig deep in the playbook for that one.
They need to get down inside the 4-yard line to pick up the first down. And here's a give to the fullback, drops the ball. He'll fall back down on it right around the 23-yard line. Altieri with the carry.
Lots of prep players in on that tackle. Bottom of the pile, TJ Dabrowski, 65. Well, this has been a good defensive series after the first couple of plays for prep. And now it's going to bring up a 39-yard field goal by Joe Kleinsmith. 39-yard field goal attempt.
Thank you. 17 seconds to go. Snap is down. The kick is up. It's got enough distance. It's got enough height. And it is through the uprights. Kleinsmith with a 39-yard field goal. And that takes us to a 7-point St. Edward's lead. So if the Ramblers do catch any sort of break after the Buckner fumble, it is that they're only down by a touchdown and an extra point. As we take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard, St. Edward's 13, Cathedral Prep 6, here on the Image Sports Network. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Morgan Lockwood from Lockwood Auto Group. Are you in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Before you pay too much, check out our selection of quality, sensibly priced used vehicles. Whether it's a brand spanking used Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep certified vehicle, or any other of our late model used vehicles, we will save you hundreds. Our used cars don't come with new car payments. Come let us show you how we can take the worry out of a used car purchase and keep your payments low. Or how about a gem? Lockwood Auto Group, Route 20 in Girard.
13-6 our score here after the 39-yard field goal by Kleinsmith, as we're down on 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kleinsmith will get set to kick here, back deep to return the kick for Prep will be Ron and number 8, Tom Dance. Dance has already broken a 94-yard kickoff return this season last week against St. Ignatius. Here's a kickoff. Ron will take it 3 steps into the end zone and down it there. So another drive starting here in this second half for Prep at the 20-yard line.
And you know, we've marveled at Kleinsmith's leg on kickoffs, but he again kicks it high, much like he does his punts. That allows for some pretty good coverage. I've been really impressed by the special teams of St. Edward's tonight.
That drive for St. Edward's, 8 plays, 9 yards negatively, took 430-some seconds off the clock, the 39-yard field goal, and that puts us at our score 13-6. First and 10 from the 20-yard line, I formation. Receiver on the short side of the field is Jennings. Motion across to the right, and here's a give to Buckner out of the backfield. He's met at the line of scrimmage and will be dropped there.
Great play by Adkins from his linebacking position. That was a tremendous read, and that's a good play. So we're 3/4 of the way through this game. We'll take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard, and it sees St. Edward's 13, Cathedral Prep 6. Back with the final 12 minutes after this on Erie's leader in live local sports, the Image Sports Network.
Probably started playing at the Y when I was about 4 or 5. Used to play with my older brothers and sisters. It was always fun playing in the Y. I got my start at the YMCA.
Everybody thinks of the YMCA as sports, but when I was in 10th grade, I joined the YMCA Black Achievers. Business leaders in the community gave me a lot of help in preparing for college and selecting a career. I got my start at the YMCA.
Join any of the 4 branches of the Greater Erie YMCA and save $150. Most classes, programs, and youth sports are included in your membership. The YMCA, building strong kids, strong families, and strong communities.
Many Erie businesses have trusted carpet craftsmen to supply their carpet and flooring, like the beautiful Bel Air and Avalon hotels, plus many offices, restaurants, and homes just like yours. At Carpet Craftsmen, they buy direct from the manufacturer, and that helps keep prices low. So when you're looking for new carpeting, stop in and see what they have to offer. That's Carpet Craftsmen at 27th and French, right next to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Along with Adam Marco, I'm Steve Bowen. 13-6 in favor of St. Edwards, and Cathedral Prep will have it 2nd and 10 from their own 20. I think job one's been completed here in the third quarter, and hopefully it can continue if you're a Prep fan in the fourth quarter, and that's that they're believing that they can run the football now. They are committed to run the football.
Buckner got a few solid carries, picked up 9, 10, 8, 7 yards on that first drive. And the other maybe surprise is Tom Dance did a fine job running the ball as well, picked up 28 yards on the drive. And we're underway here in the fourth quarter. Dance rolling out to his left, has plenty of room. He's going to keep this one himself. And he'll pick up 8 yards on the carry. A solid run there by Dance, and there was, I don't think, any chance he was pulling that off his hip.
No, good play, but good play on both sides of the ball. Great job recognizing as quickly as possible that it was the quarterback option by St. Ed's. Robert Norman, number 2, was in on that tackle. He did a real nice job. So brings up a 3rd and 2. Ball at the 28-yard line.
And points out something Dance has done very well this second half, hiding that ball on his hip on the play action. Able to run out with it and get up 7, 8 yards on the carry. Here's a give to Buckner out of the backfield, cuts through one tackle, gets the first down, gets across the 35-yard line, rumbles down to the 36, and a pickup of 6 on the carry for Tyrone Buckner.
From way up here in the press box, all we see is a helmet that seems to go in different directions, but you got to know that his feet are moving in really marvelous ways that allow him to make such quick cuts.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, 13-6. St. Edwards with the lead over Cathedral Prep. Dance with the give to Graham, and Graham met in the backfield and upended, coming up with the tackle, number 40, Ryan Atkins.
He's had a pretty darn good first 3 quarters and a minute and a half of the fourth quarter. He's played very, very well.
Well, with a name like Ryan on the St. Edwards defense, they've all done a fairly good job. Ryan Miranda has come up with a few big plays on both sides. Ryan Bailey's got 4 tackles in the game thus far.
Atkins 5'11", 225, and a senior.
2nd down 11 from the 34-yard line as we're coming down on 10 minutes to go in the game. I form, receiver flanked out on the right side is Easterling. Dance rolling out to pass, tossing it down the field, and check that, jump ball, and it is incomplete. His intended receiver was Sechrist. Had it in his hands, maybe lost control of it on his way back down to the ground. Incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd and 11.
Really good coverage that time by, was that 10? Yeah, Anthony Gardner. And it was one of those passes that hung up in the air a little bit too long, but both the offensive and defensive player had a chance for it.
And you talk about how Dance is working on becoming a quarterback. When he's going back to pass, you see him kind of slinging it and throwing as much motion into it as he can.
Yeah, it certainly isn't an efficient motion, and the ball does tend to flutter just a bit.
Officials will stop the play before we get started here. And a timeout taken by, this one will be taken by St. Edwards. 13-6 our score with 9:55 to go here in the fourth quarter as we take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. Edwards up by 7 over Prep on the Image Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. And I'm Ashley.
And I'm their dad, Denny Brendel.
Hey Dad, congratulations for celebrating 30 years in business.
Thank you, Chelsea. And thanks to you, our customer, for your business over the past 30 years.
Just think, Dad, you started out doing painting, and now look at all the services you offer.
So whatever you have in mind, home improvements, my dad can do it for you.
Just call 459-2856 for your free estimate today.
Pete the Painter is back. Look for Pete around town.
Advice from friends and neighbors on who to see when you're looking for a new air conditioner or furnace seems to be a little more reliable than a company telling you they are the best. One customer of Keep Heating and Cooling put it this way: the Keep salesman clearly explained the Ream's features, gave me a competitive bid, and closed the deal. We got next day installation by 2 competent, uniformed Keep technicians. Keep Heating and Cooling, featuring Ream air conditioning and furnaces. Natural gas, your most energy-reliant source.
3rd and 11. Here's a toss. And plenty of room on the reception. And now Sechrist off to the races on the left sideline, busts across midfield, gets across the 40-yard line, and a huge pickup as they get down to the 35. We'll call it a gain of 30 on the play.
And to make a play like that work, 3 things have to happen, and the first 2 are kind of simple. The quarterback has to make the play fake. The wide receiver has to come back for the ball. The big key, and the one that's always toughest, is to make sure that your offensive linemen stay in that little gap that they're allowed to stay in on a pass, and yet still be in position to make blocks downfield once the pass is complete. Prep ran that one close to perfection.
31-yard gain from Dance to Sechrist, and we, at times question the passing game down the field. If Dance has a strength, it's hitting that short guy. Here's a give to Buckner off the left side. He's got some room, taken out of bounds. 9-10-yard gain, depending on the spot, and it looks like he picked up another Cathedral Prep first down.
Simple play. Buckner had one of 2 choices. Take it in between the tackle and the guard, or bounce it outside, and he chose to bounce it outside. I would say that was a pretty good decision. Ty Buckner a little gimpy coming back to the huddle, but I'm never sure with running backs anymore. Sometimes I think that they just do that for the heck of it, to try and lull the other guys to sleep. I'm not saying Buckner's faking it at all, but you just never know. It doesn't seem to bother them the next time they carry the football.
1st and 10 from the 25, and here's a give to Graham, met in the backfield for the second straight carry. Coming up with the tackle, Jeff Milkey, his 3rd of the game.
And that was pretty well read. That wasn't too half bad by Milkey.
And while I have a second, I want to go back to what I said about the pass down the field. Not that I am questioning Dance's ability to get it down there, but as when you see him drop back to try to go for a deeper ball, he's putting more motion into it, putting more under it. That short pass, it was only a 4 or 5 yard pass to Sechrist that he let his receiver do the work after, and that seems to be a good strong suit for Dance. I for him, 2nd and 13. Dance rolling back to pass, and he'll be dropped for a loss, coming up with the sack, and a huge loss on the play. Robert Norman drops him down beyond the 40-yard line. See where they spot it here after the roll, call it the 38.
Yeah, and Prep didn't see that blitz coming. It came from the near side, and Norman came in untouched. We'll see it here in the Meadowbrook replay. We didn't see Norman coming in, and neither did Tom Dance.
Not at all. It brings up a 3rd and 23 from the 38-yard line. 8:18 to go here in the 4th quarter. And obviously Prep getting into that 4-down territory. So rather than trying to, take one shot to get this first down, they've got 2 to get 23 yards.
I'm not necessarily sure that if they don't make it here, they don't punt it. There's still lots of time left, and they've stopped St. Edwards. And now too much time taken by the Ramblers.
I'll disagree with you from a standpoint that, you're at the 40-yard line. Say you get it down to the, back to the original line of scrimmage, the 25. I think you take that shot because that's still where you're going to put St. Edwards on their 5, or that risks the punt. I mean, it's only a 5-yard net if you put it into the end zone.
Well, to get back to the original line of scrimmage, by my count, they need 15 yards. Is that right? From the 43 down to the 28, yeah.
Single back here, receivers on either side, 2 receivers on either side. Dance dropping back to pass, looking on his left, down the field and looking for Sechrist, and a great defensive play there by Kleinsmith. First time we've called his name on the defensive side in a long while.
Yeah, that was very, very nice. Anthony Easterling was running the corner pattern there and looked to be open for a second, and it was Kleinsmith coming over to get in position to knock the ball away.
And with the incomplete pass, that brings up a punting situation with 7:50 to go. Kleinsmith, Madden back to return the kick. McNamara back there as well. Here's the punt. It's a low liner. Take a bounce at the 20-yard line. Be touched by one Prep player and downed on the other side of the 15, down at the 14-yard line where St. Edwards will set up shop.
Take a look at the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. It shows St. Edwards 13, Cathedral Prep 6. When you need fast, reliable service for your car's radiator, come to Swedes Auto Radiator. Swedes can also service your car's air conditioning and fuel system. And they're conveniently located at 2906 French Street in Erie. Call Swedes today, 459-0640. That's 459-0640. Let Swedes Auto Radiator provide you with fast, dependable service for your car.
1st and 10 here from the Eagles' 13-yard line. 7:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Looking at your game reset, 13-6 in favor of the Eagles. Prep still has all 3 timeouts remaining. The Eagles only with 1.
And they've got the youngster 78, Joseph Blanks, in there. 6'3", 285.
Skozen in the shotgun. Receivers flanked out, 2 on the right side. Sidecar off to Skozen's right, and he'll give it to that sidecar. And check that back up the middle, and I was following Rose on the play. Tells you how well I felt that he carried out his play fake.
Yeah. Nice job by Prep, though, to get some penetration, which really kind of closes down the number of decisions that whoever's carrying the football can make.
Back to the I formation here. No gain on the carry. Madden and Nakamura out on the right side. And here's a give to Paxton Rose, the deep back this time around, and he'll pick up 6 yards on the run as he gets out near the 20-yard line, keeps the clock going, and will bring up a 3rd down and 5 yards on the carry.
Actually, they mark it at the 19, so it's 3rd and 6. And Adam, again, if Prep stops St. Edwards here, Prep gets the ball back right around the 6-minute mark.
Shotgun for the Eagles. Sidecar on the left time is Rose. Skozen dropping back, fakes one pass, now looking down the field, and intercepted by the Ramblers. And coming down with it at the 25-yard line, number 23 for Prep is Adam Dolek.
Good job by Dolek, and timed his leap well. If that name's familiar, yeah, he plays a little basketball. Most everybody in his family has. So Prep with outstanding field position. We take a look on the Meadowbrook replay here for Skozen dropping back, the pump fake, then drops back some more. You see Dolak time his jump perfectly and a nice cut into the ball. So
able to steal it away from the intended receiver, Nakamura.
The first turnover for St. Ed's, a big one at an inopportune time.
Dance with the give to Buckner, breaks through one tackle, and will pick up decent yards on 1st down as he gets out near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down at the 20, brings up 2nd and 4. This is what we saw them do at the start of the 3rd quarter and what we saw them do a lot of last week. Right now they trail by 7, but they're doing good stuff.
I formation, receivers on either side. We've got Sechrist on one, Easterling on the other. Buckner the deep back. Dance with the toss to Buckner, bouncing out to the right side, and slips on the play as he'll get across the 20-yard line, and I think they'll mark him down right at the 20, a gain of 1 yard on the carry.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be no gain, and it actually lost about a half yard, but it's still going to be 3rd and 5. They need to get just inside the 16-yard line, and the ball is about halfway between the 21 and the 20.
5:16 to go, 4th quarter, 13-6. St. Edwards with the lead over Cathedral Prep. Dance under center. Here's a give to Buckner one more time, and he'll get out near the 15-yard line. 1st down yardage, plus about a half yard on top of that. A gain of 6 for Prep.
Long ago and far away, I had a football coach that used to talk about the KISS principle, the keep it simple, stupid. That's as the 2 5-yard gains that Buckner had on that series were about as simple a play as you can imagine. Follow the lead guy through the hole, one time between the left guard and the center, the other time between the right guard and the center.
Man in motion is Sechrist. Here's a give to Buckner, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, maybe dropped for a loss on the play.
Yeah.
Heavy pressure coming there by the defensive front as they had 8 in the box.
Yeah, and 32, Jareb is probably, if they were taking pictures on every play, he'd have his picture taken on that one, but it was Atkins underneath who really made the initial stop. I like the play of number 40, Ryan Atkins. He's fun to watch, one of those hard-nosed kids.
2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line as we come down on 4 minutes left in the game. Dance under center, receivers on either side. Sechrist in motion again to the left. Here's a toss out to the left side to Buckner. Forced outside the hash marks, and he'll be dropped down right at the 15-yard line as he runs across the field. Still no gain on the play.
Real nice play by 32, Neil Jareb. As I said, they take pictures every play. He deserves to have his picture taken on that one. That was awfully good linebacker play. Timeout on the field, 3 minutes 40 seconds to play. Cathedral Prep deep inside St. Ignatius territory, or St. Ed's territory. But as we see on the Conway and O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard, they trail by 7.
At Township Automotive, something for everybody. Whether you're looking for a car, a small or large pickup truck, or perhaps an SUV.
Make Township Automotive your #1 stop for used cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, and of course service.
With a service department that can handle anything from an oil change and state inspection to an engine overhaul. That's Township Automotive, 3457 West 26th Street, next to the Dairy Queen.
When you're in the market for residential or commercial landscape design or construction, call LM Wander & Sons Landscaping. They've been in the business for 23 years. They can handle all types of landscaping, hydro seeding, and tree and stump removal. They can also provide you with deck design and installation as well as snow removal, and they accept both MasterCard and Visa. Call LM Wander & Sons today at 864-5507. That's 864-5507, or stop in at their office at 8711 Peach Street. LM Wander & Sons, the landscaping professionals.
3:40 to go, 4th quarter, 13-6. St. Edwards with the lead over the Ramblers. They're in a 3rd and 11 from the 15-yard line. Buckner, the deep back. Dance rolling out, play fake, looking down for the end zone, and incomplete. A strong defensive play there by the defensive back coming up to make the play. Anthony Gardner going over top of the intended receiver, Easterling, getting a hand on it and knocking it down.
Prep completed some passes last week against St. Ignatius to keep drives going. That was a pretty good pass play. Dance did a nice job, A, with the play fake, B, rolling out of trouble, setting his feet and throwing that time. Not nearly so much air underneath the ball. Anthony Gardner just made a great break to knock that ball away. Otherwise, let's see if we can see it on the Meadowbrook replay. Or maybe not. I guess we're supposed to keep it here.
You're okay. It's a timeout taken here by Prep with a 4th down coming up, 4th and 11 from the 15-yard line. And an interesting decision here. I don't know how the place kicker is for Prep, if he has the distance on this, or if it's even a kicking situation, because a touchdown and the extra point gets you tied in this game. It's 6 of one, a half dozen of the other, in my mind right now.
Yeah, if you're going to give it back to him with 8 minutes to go, I'd give it back to him. 3:34 to go. I'm not so sure because
you may never see it.
I don't think you're going to see it. I think you have to go for it. I think you've had some success. I think you're going to win or lose this game. Either one of these teams are going to win or lose this game by arching their backs a little bit, pounding their chests, and saying, "Not tonight." And this is a play where there's going to be some arched backs on this one.
Air or ground?
Oh, good. I run it.
Okay. 4th and 11 from the 15. Dance sends a man in motion. That is Sechrist going left to right. Dance dropping back to pass. Fakes the pass, now looking to run. Now will throw it towards the end zone. And the ball goes through the intended defensive back's hands. And down. Do we have an interception in the end zone?
Touchback.
Who comes up with it? The same player who made the strong defensive play last time, Anthony Gardner.
Yeah, if you ask me would I run it or throw it, again, I'll always reiterate that there's a reason that my coaching record has no losses on it, but also has no wins, and that's because I don't have to make calls like that. I give Prep credit. We heard Bill Flanagan and Mike Mishler both talk about playing the quality of schedule that they play is going to help them later on down the line. Last week, and I said that you can learn from a loss like last week. I think you can learn from this week too, and that's that you got to come out and you've got to be ready to knock helmets every night when you play.
3:25 to go, fourth quarter. Skozen with the give to the deep back, and Miranda will be taken down right around the line of scrimmage. And I asked you the question, do you run, do you pass? And in your defense on the play, I don't know if it was necessarily a designed pass on it because Dance kind of held it on his hip. He kind of looked like he wanted to take off. He saw the defensive pressure coming. He thought he saw someone downfield, brought it up, brought it back down, finally made the decision to throw. So it could have gone either way, and I think that's partially due to the option of the play that Dance has.
Yeah, that's a point well taken. It's going to take him some time to start recognizing things. Speaking of time, there's not much of it left in this game.
Miranda on first down, no gain on the play. On second down, will pick up a few yards on the carry. And it's actually a give to Altieri, as he'll pick up 3 yards as we come down near 2 minutes to go.
And a stop here, and Prep gets it with about 1:40 left. So, interesting to see what Coach Gibbons calls.
Skozen taking his time, as well he should. 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Third down and 7 from the 23-yard line. And Skozen will keep it himself and be dropped right at the 20-yard line, a loss of 3. And I believe Coach Mishler taking his final timeout for Prep. They'll get the ball back with about 1:50, 1:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. We will take a quick timeout when we come back. The conclusion of the game here between St. Edwards and Cathedral Prep, 13-6 our score right now on the Conway O'Malley Goodyear scoreboard. You're watching the Image Sports Network.
Imagine a train trip inside the Jelly Jar. Set off for adventure with Thomas the Tank Engine. Create a construction site inside the Jelly Jar with Rockenbach. Build with K'NEX, Legos, and Playmobil kits. Discover your talents inside the Jelly Jar with a wide variety of arts and crafts. Inside the Jelly Jar, you can pretend with your friends. Dig for dinosaurs? Be a spy. Give a gift that lasts a lifetime. Imagination, creativity, and discovery. And that's just what you'll find inside the Jelly Jar.
13-6 the score as we head into the final minute and 54 seconds of this game. Adam Marco, Steve Bowen along for the call tonight between St. Edwards out of Cleveland, Ohio, and Erie's own Cathedral Prep Ramblers.
As soon as this ball leaves Joe Kleinsmith's foot, Matt Ron's got to call fair catch.
Kleinsmith standing on his own 6-yard line. The snap is low, bounces off the turf, gets it in enough time, takes a Cathedral Prep bounce, and will stop down at the 49-yard line. Still a solid kick out of Kleinsmith as he kicks it from the 6 off of a bounce to him, and he'll get basically 46 yards on that punt.
Or he's got to get out of the way and watch it bounce back towards the other team's goal. That was probably better than a fair catch given the bounce that it took. So Prep with 1:45 to play, and they trail by a touchdown. I honestly, I don't know as I throw the football here. I mean, I don't have any timeouts left, but
Buckner, the lone back, 2 receivers flanked out left, 1 on the right. Pressure coming on Dance. Can't escape either tackler coming towards him, and he'll lose 18 yards on the sack.
That's 32. That's Jereb, and boy, Neil Jereb has been really, really, really good. He and Atkins here in this second half, when there's been a big defensive play made by the Eagles, dollars to donuts, it's either going to be 40 or 32.
And I'll tell you what, Prep, after the 18-yard loss on the sack, 16 yards on the sack, taking a decent amount of time to get back to the line of scrimmage after the play, everyone kind of walking with their head down. 4 receivers now for Dance. Graham, the lone fullback, tossed down the field, and is the catch made by Kleinsmith?
Sure it is.
And the officials will agree with you, Steve. 5th interception thrown this game by Tom Dance. 55 seconds to go. St. Edwards gets the ball back at the 50-yard line.
Well, and interestingly about that call is that Joe Kleinsmith didn't sell it nearly enough when he got up. I think he would have gotten a more demonstrative call. There was never a doubt, I don't think. How's that for being real strong? Throw a couple of players, try a cross pattern. Yeah, he gets his hands underneath. Ball never hits the ground. He just needed to sell that.
Easterling didn't see the ball coming until it was already after Kleinsmith's hands as he was taking it to the bus. 55 seconds to go, 13-6. Edwards with the score, 1 knee by Skozen.
Last week, Joe Kleinsmith with a 36-yard field goal with 6 seconds left wins the game. I think today he wins it with his leg throughout the whole course of the game. Deep kickoffs gave Prep poor starting position, punted the ball very well, and had, of course, the 2 field goals.
2nd and 12 with 28 seconds to go. And the officials will stop the clock here.
Well, Mike Savelli did a nice job of stopping the clock. He purposely crossed the line of scrimmage for encroachment. And I have the distinct feeling that once they mark this off, this isn't going to be one of those that the clock doesn't start till it snaps. I think they're going to mark it off and then start the clock again.
Take it across to the 50-yard line. Officials getting set back now in their spot, and they wind the clock. Skozen will take 1 more snap to end the game here, I do believe.
Actually, I don't think they need to.
Just lining them up. Takes a snap, takes his knee, and that will do it for the ball game. St. Edwards moves to 4-0 on the season. Cathedral Prep will drop to 1-2 with 2 tough losses coming in consecutive weeks to strong Ohio teams. Maybe not as much as we expected out of St. Edwards. Offensively, their defense definitely came to play and put Tom Dance in a lot of situations, forcing 5 interceptions.
This one will be tougher to take because I think Prep gained a lot of confidence even with the loss last week. This one, when push came to shove, you would hope you're the one pushing and shoving, and that wasn't always the case. They had it for most of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter again, though, it was St. Ed's really snapping up the chin straps pretty well and taking it back from Cathedral Prep. This is an impressive performance by them. Oh, and now there's some stuff going on between John Gibbons and I don't know whom.
Well, while we're figuring that out, while you watch the fireworks on the field after, let me do a quick scoring recap for our fans at home. Got started back in the 2nd quarter. Skozen to Madden, 8-yard touchdown pass, the extra point good. That drive off of a Cathedral Prep turnover, 2 plays, 9 yards. We head into the half, a 10-0 score off for Kleinsmith's 31-yard field goal. Coming out of halftime, Cathedral Prep takes it down the field, 80 yards, 10 plays, decent time off the clock. Tom Dance, a 6-yard touchdown run, the extra point blocked, 10-6 your score, and rounding out the scoring, 8 plays, -9 yards after another Prep turnover after a Buckner fumble, 39-yard field goal hit by Kleinsmith. That puts our score at its final, 13-6 in favor of the Eagles.
Tonight's Image Sports crew includes our producer Jay Jablonski, director Kevin Tomany, tape operator Jim Pfeiffer, audio and graphics operator Jay Jablonski, and of course our camera operators Jason Kuzmicki and Jen Joliet up top, and as always Jeff Corey down below. For Adam Marco, I'm Steve Bowen, thanking you for joining us. Join us tomorrow afternoon, college football up at Mercyhurst and Northern Michigan. You've been watching high school football action on the Image Sports Network, Erie's leader in live local sports. Good night, everyone.